Well, we are located just 5 miles west of downtown Houston at a new venue. Memorial Park Golf Course is now home to the Chevron Championship. Nelly Korda began the day with the largest 54-hole lead of her career, up by 5 through 3 rounds, as she looks to add to a resume that already includes 16 wins on the LPGA Tour, including 2 majors, one of which was this Chevron Championship just 2 years ago. The 18th green will be the scene where today's champion is crowned, and with that comes a tradition that was started by Amy Alcott in 1988. Today, that celebratory splash will take place into a temporary water feature that was created specifically for this moment. Both Korda and Tavatanakit, the top 2 right now, would be the 8th multiple winners of this storied event that became a major in 1983. Well, yesterday, Nelly Korda had 4 birdies in her first 6 holes. Today, she's 2 under through the same number, 18 under right now. The lead shrunk to 4 for the first time since Friday morning as we begin our coverage on this Sunday. NBC Sports and the LPGA Tour proudly present the season-long race to the CME Globe. From Houston, Texas, it's final round coverage of the Chevron Championship. It is Championship Sunday at one of the most popular municipal courses in the United States. Memorial Park Golf Course, there you can see in the shadows of downtown Houston, is a first-time major venue this week, and it has produced a challenging closing stretch with 3 of the last 4 holes playing as the toughest this week. But let's take a look at the opening stretch and just what happened to begin this final round. Cara Banks alongside Morgan Pressel. The first hole, Morgan, is a par 5, and Patty Tavatanakit took advantage.
She has been showing off some insane short game all week. No surprise to see her pitch this one close.
She would get up and down, something we're familiar saying with her this week for birdie, and then Nelly Korda to answer.
After that pitch by Patty, delicate one here, showing off some serious skill.
A similar dart from our leaders, so birdies for both of them at the opening hole. The next par 5 comes at the 3rd, and Nelly had a look for eagle from just off the green.
Big drive, only needed an iron into this par 5, and just lips out.
Yeah, grazed the edge, but an easy birdie to get her 2 under through 3. Then just recently at the 6th hole, Patty Tavatanakit to shrink the lead by 1.
She's been leading the field in putting all week and walks this one in.
So there is some excitement out on the golf course as we welcome you into our final round coverage. Cara Banks, as I mentioned, alongside the 2007 Chevron champion Morgan Pressel in the booth, Tom Abbott and Paige McKenzie calling holes, Jim Bones Mackay and Amelia Duran on the golf course, and Amy Rogers handling any interviews as we get you out now to the 7th hole and say hello to Tom Abbott.
Thank you, Cara. A bit of a wait, but now Patty ready to play on 7.
That's a 7-iron from 165, and it's turning towards the flag. That's a heck of a shot.
Well, after walking her putt in on the previous hole from about 5 feet out, she's playing with a ton of confidence and, I would say, intensity in this final round. Maybe an intensity that we didn't see the previous 3 where she was scrambling more.
Now Nelly.
Also with 7. Very high, turning over, also on a good line. Let's see if it's enough.
It's all right.
In our Peacock coverage, we saw Ina Yoon in the bunker there. She actually got it up and down, made that long putt for a par, so she stays 11 under. There's a par 3 to finish this 9, and Jin Hee Im is on the tee at the par 3 9th.
Just a tiny little triangle portion of this green where the hole is located today. Well done.
Im started the day with 4 straight birdies, dropped a shot at 6. Chance for another birdie there at 9. Let's go back to 8.
And find Yan Liu with her 3rd into the par 5.
Par 5 scoring has definitely been a theme this week. 5 par 5s on this golf course. Big opportunity to make up ground.
And almost an eagle. Still a kick in birdie and get her 3 under on the day as we get back to 7.
Well, throughout the season, LPGA telecasts on NBC are powered by FM, part of FM's commitment to elevate the LPGA Tour. The third member of that final group is Roning Yin. And she's just come up a little bit shy there on the par 3, Bones.
Yeah, just a yard or two short of the putting surface. Pretty much everyone in the field is going to putt this except Nelly Korda, who loves to chip from this kind of spot. But that's for another time. Ronnie now back up the hill. Bit of a double breaker. Should work a little bit from her right to left early and then straighten.
As we were talking about on Peacock with Ronnie, this club has been challenging. She's been working really hard with the putter.
She has been, and finally feeling some confidence and momentum this week. She had previously used the broomstick, experimenting.
This has got plenty of pace on it. It's an aggressive play there.
Yeah, players have watched Minjee Lee have success with the long putter, and a few have tried it out, like Ronnie Yin, as you mentioned, but more comfortable with the conventional length. And now Nelly, whose putter has worked really well this week. I mean, all parts of her game have worked well. You can't be where she is in a major championship at 18 under par, leading by 4, without your game being pretty top-notch all around.
But Bones, her last putt was a little tentative.
Yeah, it was down the hill, and I think, again, one that could get away from her if she got a little bit frisky with it. This one's a putt she can take a swing at. It's back up the hill. She would have got something of a teach from Ronnie's putt in that it does go a little bit right in the last third. But it's getting tense out here. You can feel it in the air. You know, Patty's making a move, particularly with that putt on the last hole. And, of course, Patty's got it inside of her here as well.
All of a sudden, Patty finding her ball striking. She's only hit 10 or 11 greens in the previous 3 days, and so far today only missed 1. So 6 out of 7 in today's round. So it's a little different feeling from Patty's game.
Just not quite the pace. It's a lot more tense out there right now than it has been off the golf course for Nelly. Of course, she's got her family here, her sister Jessica, her older sister Jessica, her nephew is with them as well. Parents are here, and this was last night. Nelly getting some treatment whilst Grayson watches Beauty and the Beast.
Is he rolling the truck? Giving her a massage on her left arm too?
Got the ab massage. Little nephew there, enjoying some time with Aunt Nelly. Important to switch off in the evenings, and I think her family really doing a great job of that. But now it is all down to tournament mode, and Patty Tabatanakit has this putt to get within 3.
And if you were going to drop your ball 15 feet from the cup on this hole, you couldn't put it in a better position than Patty has it here. Back up the hill. Very little turn in it. Of course, coming off that fantastic make on the previous green.
Never quite had the read.
So the lead is going to remain 4. You felt like that could have been a big momentum putt.
I feel like this little corner where Patty's gaining all this positive momentum and Nelly not quite getting it in the hole could be, but stays 4 ahead.
Lexi missed the green at 9, chipped to here, this for par. Just her second start of the season. The part-time player is Lexi Thompson. Of course, has great history at this championship, winning in 2014. She had the lead going into the final round in 2016. Of course, the following year had that rules infraction which cost her 4 shots, and she ended up losing out to So Yun Yu. So she's had some highs and some lows here. This is the 15th. Cheeky little hole location over on the left. Hannah Green handles it well. And back over to 7. Ronnie Yen for par. A little bit too far back right now.
It's all dependent on what Nelly Korda does. She's 2 back from Patty, so if Nelly Korda falters, then no, she's not too far back. But from what we've seen from Nelly over the first portion of this tournament, it's been a ball strike game. Really solid. It's just a matter of how many putts are going to fall for Nelly coming in down the stretch. But if she continues to do the ball striking, it's going to be very difficult for players to catch her.
Hi, Triple Time.
Seeing more and more young girls coming out watching the LPGA. The popularity among that demographic of this sport is growing. Missing out.
Such a difficult hole location today. It doesn't look it, but even when you're close to it, if you're anywhere above the hole, it's very tentative. And then if you're 5 feet or 6 feet short of it, you're going to be rappelling back down the hill. Just been a difficult one for the players to take advantage of.
Over at the 8th, this is the 3rd par 5 on the layout already for our final group, the 1st, the 3rd, and now the 8th. Paddy Tavatanikit first to go.
And while we should have a little bit of helping wind here, it's laid down for the moment here, making it really tough to get home in 2 on this hole today. Cannot miss right here. So Patty tugs this one. It's up the left edge. Let's see if it grabs some short grass.
Popular position. She's had quite a few left misses with her driver this week.
Well, this hour of TrackMan Tracer technology is presented by Progressive Insurance. And playing at 569 yards today, that is the longest this 8th hole has been all week.
Nelly now playing very quickly, as she always does. Patty as well. This is blistered down the right edge. Good drive. See if it gets a firm bounce.
Now with all the rain that fell earlier this week, conditions still quite soft.
Well, she finds the fairway at the 8th, and Nelly Korda continues to lead the Chevron Championship by 4.
Houston isn't just where we work. It's where people build their lives. It's where opportunity begins. In classrooms, in communities, in moments that shape what comes next. This week, the Chevron Championship brings the world to Houston. But what matters most is what stays behind. Because being part of a community means showing up for it, supporting the people doing the work every day, investing in access and opportunity, and helping open doors for the next generation. Not just to play the game, but to go further than they thought possible. This is our home, and we're committed to showing up for Houston, because the impact of a week should last well beyond it.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Chevron, the human energy company, and by CME Group, where risk meets opportunity. And what a beautiful day it is. It's springtime in Houston. It's warm temperatures as we have experienced all week long, but just wonderful to be so close to downtown Houston. Many people coming out to watch the final round of this Chevron Championship, where Nelly Korda continues to lead by 4. But it hasn't been smooth sailing, Bones, has it, despite the look of the leaderboard?
No, it hasn't. I mean, certainly Nelly's done her thing. She's played some good golf in the opening holes. But certainly Patty T's been making herself quite known out here today. And Patty T's going to play right now on the 8th. Going to lay the ball up, I believe, with an iron. Just needs to get down. And that could get through the fairway. That's a sloppy layup there.
Yeah, and it has, Bones. It's gone quite well through the fairway and is very near the rope line where you'll find spectators. Now Nelly's in great position here.
Yeah, thank you. Patty, yeah, thank you.
Nelly now from 308. She's got a little mud on her ball here. We got to be careful with this one. This ball could get away to the right. The maintenance barn and out of bounds is in play here.
Yeah, aggressive play considering that, Bones.
But she absolutely smokes one up the dead center of the fairway. Good leave.
She must have felt pretty confident that that mud would not affect the ball, maybe even fall off at impact. Let's take a look here. She is just so phenomenal with these clubs. Very level golf swing. The way she hits her fairway woods and her 3-wood. I always feel like you can tell a lot about a player's ball striking by the way they hit their 3-wood.
Now up at the green, Amelia Duran is watching Ina Yoon for birdie.
But she nearly jarred it on the approach before it spun back. Not a lot of break. Left center.
Nicely done. That for her 4th of the day. As we welcome you up to the booth now. Cara Banks alongside the 2007 Chevron champion in Morgan Pressel. You know what this feels like. But with the lead and with the big lead that Nelly has had all week comes expectation. And we have seen these big advantages lost, haven't we, in majors past?
Yeah, I personally have seen it twice. In 2021, Jung In Lee 6 had a 5-shot lead heading into the final round in Evian. She ended up losing that lead by the turn. Ended up losing in a playoff to Minji Lee. Then again, at Muirfield, Ash Buha had a 5-shot lead heading into the final round, lost, but ended up winning in a playoff against Inji Chun. So we talked about smooth sailing earlier. It is never smooth sailing when it comes to winning a major championship. Anything is possible.
Well, looking back at yesterday, Nelly got off to a great start, 4 under through 6, then admitted she didn't really execute. She did have some wobbles on the back 9. How does she overcome that today and hold on to this advantage to win the Chevron championship for a 2nd time in 3 years?
Yeah, I think there are 3 really important things that Nelly needs to do today. 1, she needs to play smart golf. Take no unnecessary risks. She talked earlier this week about maturing in her game plan. She's worked really well with Jason on that this week. 2nd, staying in her bubble, not getting too far ahead of herself, making sure she keeps it to 1 shot at a time. And the 3rd thing, you said it, execute. She has to be able to execute that game plan, including putting well. We saw a few struggles yesterday on the back 9, maybe a little loss of confidence in her putting. She needs to do all of those things well as she continues to get pressure from Patty T here coming around the turn.
This is at the 15th. Hannah Green, really good tee shot in here. Hannah's had a great season. 4 wins worldwide, 2 on the LPGA Tour, 2 back home in her home country of Australia. But not quite challenging here. Still 6 under par is not a bad week, just outside the top 10. This is at the 11th, another star of the LPGA Tour, Charlie Hull.
Well done in this whole location. They've hidden it in the past several days, kind of around the corner. It's much more accessible today.
Well, let's take a look at today's marquee groupings presented by Rolex. We actually have 6 nationalities represented in the final 2 groups, which is nice to see the international flavor of the women's game. Nelly Korda, of course, from the United States, Paddy Tavatanakit from Thailand, and Roning Yin from China are in the final group. And then we have Ina Yoon from South Korea, Pauline Roussine-Bouchard from France, and Gabby Lopez from Mexico in the penultimate group. As we get you back out to the 8th, Bones, looks like Patty T is ready to play her 2nd shot from the rough at this par 5.
Yeah, she certainly is. She got away with one here, Cara. She's got 121 left and just avoided some trees that would have been a huge obstacle for her if her ball would have gone another yard or 2. But she can send this wedge into the center of the green and a little right of the hole location, and the ball will feed towards the cup.
Her 3rd shot on this hole, her 2nd consecutive from the long grass. Let's see how she performs.
See if this ball releases towards the cup now.
Nice balanced golf swing. There's a little bit of a fall off beyond this whole location. Just missed staying up on that green. Not a terrible leave. We've seen Patty's incredible short game prowess, but kind of feel like it's been a little bit the story of her week. She's hit quite a few errant shots, but it's just missed, having the trees in her way and been able to maneuver well.
And also from the longer grass is Ronnie Yin.
From 106, this came out really softly. Let's see how deep into the green it gets.
her right at impact say, "Oh, it'll be okay." Just so hard to judge when you're coming out of the rough. Poor layups.
Here's Ina Yoon on the tee at 9.
This flag is sitting on an intimidating crown on the right side. An 8-iron from 152. Good shot. If it stays. Yep.
A player who's had success on the LPGA Tour, but has been over on the LPGA for a couple of seasons. Back to number 8.
Where it looks like Nelly Korda has walked all the way up to the green as she prepares to play her third.
Yes, Carr, she's just basically got a pitch shot here. She's going to land something 2/3 of the way into the green and have it release. And certainly with Patty Tavatanakit being out of position, here's a chance for Nelly to really put some pressure on her chaser.
What an advantage to be in the fairway, be able to take 3, but get so close to the green here.
Needs a skip. She won't be happy with that.
A little defensive, but having watched Patty end up over the green, not surprising.
Still in position for birdie after bogeying this hole in the third round yesterday. Well, this was a moment ago at the 8th hole. We showed Patty Tavatanakit hit her third, just long of the green, now her 4th.
That completely got away from her in terms of contact.
Just carried it a little bit further than she would have liked. Let's see exactly how she makes contact here. Look like, if anything, maybe just a touch high on the face. Didn't look like terrible contact, so just a little bit aggressive.
She has been so good with scrambling this week. 23 for 24 entering this hole. We'll see, of course, if she can get up and down with that putt. Ronnie Yin has already missed her birdie putt, so now it's Nelly's attempt to extend her lead to 5 again.
And from 20 feet, she can make a real statement right now.
Just an overread. Potentially a bit of an overcorrection from what we saw her missing so many putts yesterday. She talked a lot about starting it on her line. She worked with her putting coach here earlier this week. Looks like she's going to head to the putting green after the round and try and work on that. It's hard to have confidence in putting. If you're not confident, you can start it on your line.
LPGA telecasts on NBC are powered by FN. And Nelly did tell our Amy Rogers yesterday how frustrated she was at missing several putts to the right on that back 9 of her third round. Yesterday she was able to lean on having built such a good lead after opening this championship with back-to-back rounds of 65 on Thursday and Friday. It was a third round 70 for her yesterday. Okay, this is going to be a big putt for Patty Tavatanakit to save par.
Could not agree with you more here. Back down the hill somewhat. I was actually thinking, as well as Patty's been chipping the ball over the course of the week, that she might have a chance to make that previous shot, but not quite the shot that she wanted to pull off, getting it, knocking it this far past the hole.
That being said, Bones, a number of times she's made putts just like this to save par has been almost as impressive as her short game.
I would agree with that. She's been incredibly resilient.
She kind of just has this different look in her eyes this week. More confident Patty, kind of letting go of some of the mistakes that she's made and really been able to refocus on the next shot at hand and not letting it get her down.
Entering this final round, she had a 95.7% success rate scrambling. She's being asked again now. And it will be a bogey, just the second bogey of the championship for Patty Tavatanakit, who drops back to 13, and the lead once again is 5 as Nelly Korda continues her domination at the Chevron.
Back on the 9th hole, this was a moment ago, Ina Yoon for birdie.
What a beautiful display of golf so far. This to go 5 under on her front 9.
That would look good for a long time. some of the best golf of her life was in a Yoon. Nelly Korda playing some of the best golf of her career, looking to join Julie Inkster and Amy Alcott. Wire-to-wire major wins the last 50 years with multi-stroke leads all 4 rounds. It is a rarity to see that kind of dominance in a major championship, and we're seeing it this week from Nelly Korda. It's pretty impressive. I mean, it's just like she's found something with her game this week.
And it's looked relatively stress-free. I know it's not. It's a major championship. It's going to test you in every way, including between the ears. But given her ball striking, it's made it look pretty darn easy. She's hit over 14 greens in regulation every single day on average. And without having to get up and down, without having to put that kind of stress on other parts of your game, it makes it feel relatively easy. But I would say it's because she's playing smart. She's choosing the correct side of the hole location, always finding her way towards the center of the green on some of these tucked pins.
2-shot lead after the opening round, 6-shot lead through 36 holes, and then a 5-shot advantage to begin this final day. It's not something you see very often in the majors, Bones.
No, it's not. It's just unbelievable golf from a couple of players out here this week. Actually, more than 2. Just in general, just wonderful scoring out here and a pleasure to watch. We've got 152 here. Dangerous hole location. If you miss a screen to the right, there's a penalty area in play. Nelly's going to hit a very small 8-iron. Boy, she's taking it right at it. That is an aggressive play considering where this flag sits.
And you start to think about record scoring not only in this championship but in LPGA majors. How about this golf swing?
Well, based on her post impact finish, it looked like she was asking for it to turn over a little. I think she lost it a little bit further right than she was hoping. But again, that's why you pick the conservative target. So if you do miss it a little to the right, turns out great and still has, actually not still has, now has an incredible birdie opportunity.
Ronnie Yen.
Little wind picking up out of the right. Another good looking shot.
Players have been peppering this hole location, Bones. It's one of those hole locations you really just have to step up and hit it. There's not a lot of bailout opportunity if you want to get it anywhere near makeable.
Let's go to 12 and find Charlie Hull for birdie. That will be another par, but she's got a nice final round going. 2 under on her day so far as we get back to 9.
And Tavatanakit.
This one just a little left of it. 3 very good shots there.
That's that little ridge I was referring to, though, just not quite enough to stay on top. It is such a tiny little area that this hole is sitting on.
Making this hole look easy. It's anything but. 4th hardest hole on the golf course. Only 6 birdies here. We've got some chances coming up for the final group. On the 9th hole, this is Patty Tavatanakit for birdie.
Your ball just came back off the mid-level of the screen down to the lower portion, so she's putting up about a 3-foot slope here.
This championship was played in Rancho Mirage, California at Mission Hills for the majority of its history. Only moved here a few years ago. It was played up in the Woodlands, and for the first year down here close to downtown Houston, just 5 miles away from downtown at Memorial Park. Patty Tavatanakit won this championship at Mission Hills in Rancho Mirage. Made that leap into what they called Poppy's Pond, a water feature next to the 18th green, named after the longtime tournament director Terry Wilcox, whose grandchildren called him Poppy. Nelly Korda with a victory here, become the world #1 once again, go back to the top spot in the world rankings. Gino Tidekun has been up there for several months. Nelly could also climb closer to the LPGA Hall of Fame, which is a points-based system, and that will be something we'll start to talk more of as she creeps closer. Let's see if she can make this one for birdie, Bones.
Really tough 6-footer here, downhill, breaking outside the hole left to right.
There's been so few putts made around this hole. Anything above the hole, everybody's quite tentative, and if you're greenside middle, it becomes a really hard breaking putt.
I feel like she could par in and just still cruise to victory. Over at the 15th, So-Min Lee, who was just a couple of shots back after the opening round, chasing Nelly Korda. It's quick down there.
She only just had to get that putt started, and maybe a little celebration after some frustration.
Back over to Roning Yin for birdie.
Ronnie on a very similar line to the putt that Nelly just had. So let's see if she learns something in terms of this putt, not going as hard to the right, certainly as much as Nelly thought.
Yin herself has spent 4 weeks at the top of the Rolex ranking, so she knows what it's like to be the world #1. Wasn't sure that was going to drop in, but it did. Good outward 9 for Yin, who was #1 in the world back in 2023. Nelly Korda would like to get back there with a victory today.
At some tournaments, traditions are remembered. Here, they're being built. Because when the best players in the world show up, they deserve more than a place to compete. They deserve to be valued. From how they're supported to how they're celebrated, every detail is by design. And for the fans and the community, this isn't just a tournament. It's a place to come together, to experience, to belong. Because this is about more than a moment. This is the Chevron Championship. As we get you back out to the 10th hole with the final grouping making the turn here in the final round of the Chevron Championship. There's a little bit of a wait on this tee once again, and a relaxed conversation between Korda and Yin and Ronnie's caddy David Jones. So let's get you out to the fairway, and Ina Yoon with her second.
154 yards for Yoon. Want to hit about a 145 shot with the downwind. This is just right of the flagstick.
Right and just short is ideal here. Can't go long. No space beyond this flagstick.
Now let's go up to 16, and Hannah Green, coming off this torrid start she's been on this year, for another birdie.
Just playing with so much confidence. Cara, I think last week's victory took a little bit of energy out of her just in trying to recover quickly for a major, but jumping right back in this weekend.
Yeah, she said, I don't know how Nelly won those 5 consecutive starts in 2024. I am exhausted from winning 4 of her last 5 starts. So it's been a good start to 2026 for Hannah Green, and it looks like the fairway is now clearing for our final group to begin their second 9 here at Memorial Park Golf Course.
Ronnie coming off that spectacular 2 at the 9th. A little bit of helping wind out of the right here off the 10th tee. There's a fairway bunker out there at 289 today. I don't believe it's quite in play for Ronnie. This is pulled.
Just fine.
Now quarter.
You've got to think that if Nelly continues to drive it the way she has this entire week, she's going to be really tough to catch on this second 9. And once again,
Blisters, Bones. And we hear you say there's the ridge in the fairway. She jumps right through it. She has length, she has power, and those are attributes that are suited to this golf course here at Memorial Park, looking to add 2026 to that resume, having won the Chevron Championship previously a couple years ago in 2024 down the road at the Woodlands, the club at Carlton Woods. Let's go down memory lane at the Chevron Championship. 10 years ago in 2016, Lydia Ko came from behind to beat Lexi Thompson and Eri Jutanugarn and become the youngest two-time major winner in LPGA history. She took that jump into Poppy's Pond. She was also the youngest two-time major winner all time since young Tom Morris in 1869. Then 15 years ago in 2011, this was Stacey Lewis. She trailed the world number 1 at the time, Yanni Seng, headed into that final round, but took the lead on 9 and went to win at 13 under and record her first LPGA win that also came with the jump into Poppy's Pond. And that jump tradition will be honoured here at Memorial Park Golf Course today. And this was on Friday this week. Stacey Lewis with the mic drop, or putter drop, to her dad Dale. "I'm done with my playing career." She told our own Morgan Presser she couldn't look at her dad Dale without crying. But in March she announced she was pregnant and is expecting her second daughter in September, so hanging up the clubs to get ready for motherhood a second time around. Speaking of life changes, Lexi Thompson got married earlier on this year. My mum told me earlier this week she's in a wonderful phase of life right now as she plays that into the 12th.
Is it going to stay? I think just barely get up there quickly and mark it.
She was having a good day today. She was 2 under through her first 7 holes, but she's bogeyed the 9th and 10th, so trying to bounce back from those. As we get back to the 10th, and Ina Yoon for birdie.
An excellent look coming down the hill, breaking to the right. Even though Yoon is 6 back, 4 under par in this round, it's why you set process goals. She hasn't had a top 10 in a major and could have her best finish, which was a top 15 at the U.S. Women's Open. Just putting an excellent display of golf and can give you a ton of confidence for the rest of the season. Just has had 1 top 10 so far to start off 2026. And the reason why she's able to make so many putts today, has excellent speed, able to use all of the cup. This one is outside the hole though.
Yeah, Amelia, to your point, she finished just 1 shot outside the playoff last week in LA, eventually won by Hannah Green, and just playing with a lot of confidence. I haven't watched her play a lot, but what I have been, I've been impressed with her technique.
Well, Yoon has had a difficult journey to the LPGA Tour. Back in 2022, she was playing in the Korea Women's Open and played what she thought was her ball in the rough, only to realize later it was not. But the 19-year-old rookie wasn't sure what to do, so she didn't tell anyone until a month later. She was then given a 3-year playing ban, during which she moved to Tampa in Florida, and she chose to play on the minor league golf tour, which is a men's circuit on which she was the only woman competing. Well, she ended up making $13,000 and donated all of that money to girls' junior golf programs. She actually ended up gaining a lot of support and helped get her punishment shortened to just 18 months. So she returned to the KLPGA in 2024, and her resurgence was remarkable. She captured the season money title, recording the best scoring average, and won $860,000 that year. And then, just recently, she was the low Korean in the LPGA qualifying series to earn her card for 2025. And her rookie season last year here on the LPGA Tour was filled with made cuts. So she has learned early about mistakes that you can make in this game. She has apologized publicly a couple of times. She was honest about it with the media yesterday, and she is working on taking steps forward in what has always been a really promising career for Ina Yoon. And as she walks off the 10th, we will go back to the fairway, where Bones is alongside this final grouping. Looks like Yin next to play, Bones.
That's right, 172 for Ronnie. A lot of helping wind all of a sudden. She's got to protect you from going long. The green goes away behind this hole location, so you've got to come up just a little bit short in a perfect world.
Because if we cover that front corner there now, we're here. Then we've a little bit of backstop and the green will go. So you end up quite close. I like pitching it 56-ish. But on the right edge of the car. That'll work. What's that 56 playing?
Straight down.
Yes. If anything, there's a margin of right to left, and if it's all straight down. And you get the hand on. If we're out right.
Here's you see soft one.
Yeah, I did. And because we're looking for 10, I help just to get the front edge.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just a soft one, but good commitment on that right edge of the tower. The green will work for it.
Well, they're going to take a little extra club here and take something off of it.
Honestly, it's more of a backstop.
So that backstop utilized by Ina Yoon in the group ahead, but you have to be right.
It's a very low trajectory right of the flag.
Might miss it.
Yeah, too much.
So quick from there.
Is that a good target? Yeah, that's great.
What did you say was over the bunker?
21.
Nelly now from 140, wedge in hand, playing very quickly. She loves what she's got here in terms of number and club. Hung out to the right.
This should get better with that slope. Similar shot to the one we just saw from the group ahead. Smart play, exactly what she needed to do.
And
She seems to avoid any errors, any real big errors, costly errors at this moment.
yeah, another green in regulation for her as we go to Paddy now with her approach also from the fairway.
131 with a gap wedge. Paddy's getting after this flag.
And that's what can happen. That fine line of being aggressive and making a huge mistake.
Well, speaking of Stacey Lewis, she had a busy one last night. Yes, she was in the house at the Houston Astros game. They welcomed the Yankees and she threw out the ceremonial first pitch. She can do anything. Back at the 10th, this is Paddy Tavatanakit with her third.
Pitching back into the wind, up a pretty severe slope. Ooh, that needs to go. And she might want to hurry up and mark this one.
And she'll do that. We will go to 12 and find Lexi Thompson trying to save par.
Slow putt up the hill here. All the way.
And that's her third bogey in the last 4 holes, derailing her chances of moving up this leaderboard as we go to 14 and find Lottie Woad with her third into the par 5.
3 birdies and 2 bogeys on her card today. That would leave a kick-in birdie on 14.
In just her second year on the LPGA Tour, and what a fast start she had last year. Back to 10, and now Ronnie Yin has putter in hand for her third off of this green.
Down a severe slope, breaking hard from her left to right.
Picking where it's going to, what blade of grass it's going to go over as it gets on the green. It's on a good line.
Nice good par save from that position. Played her way into a tie for second. 3 under on her front side. And 13 under for the championship. That has her in a tie with Tavatanakit at second right now. 5 back from Nelly. And this hour of Trackman Tracer Technology is presented by Progressive Insurance. And some good crowds, it looks like, Bones, circling this 10th green.
Yeah, a lot of spectators out here following this final group, and they've been very enthusiastic. Great to see a bunch of kids out here, including young ladies, trying to dap up the players as they walk from greens to tees. Nelly back down the hill with a little left to right movement in it.
This for birdie to get to 19 under for the first time this week. Will be another 2-putt par.
I just feel like Patty was gaining that momentum there with that great putt on 6. She wasn't able to capitalize on 7, bogey on 8, and it's really given Nelly some clear sailing. I mean, she's still got to do her job, but she's not getting that pressure on her really from the chasers, and the way she's hitting the ball, it's just been a clinic.
There have been some opportunities. Patty's taken the odd one. Could have grasped more. She stares down this one now at 10. Her scrambling, Bones, I know has impressed you yesterday, particularly. Good scrambling doesn't mean the ball striking's not there, as we alluded to in our coverage earlier on Peacock, but this is going to be another tester for her to save par at 10.
Well, this is just an incredibly important putt in the grand scheme of things. If she wants to give Nelly a hard time on this second 9 holes, she's going to have to make this.
Playing it outside the hole.
Nicely done. So she remains at 13 under, but the lead is still 5. And you heard Bones mention the crowds and the little girls who are out to watch their heroes. There are plenty of them here enjoying a day with family at Memorial Park Golf Course, hosting the Chevron Championship for the very first time, when Nelly Korda leads the way.
At FM, we're proud to partner with the LPGA, applying advanced technology to bring you more of what you love. More coverage, more angles, more stories, helping protect the future of women's golf. FM.
Final round of the first major of the season, the Chevron Championship. Inayune for par at 11.
So difficult to marry line and speed, downhill left to right.
Coming off her best finish on the LPGA Tour last week. That was 4th. The JM Eagle LA Championship, trying to better that here this week in a major. Second at the 13th for Lexi Thompson.
Just needs to be cautious beyond this hole. It slopes away very quickly. It's conservative.
Over at 12, this is the amateur, Farah O'Keefe for par.
I was actually just texting with her coach, Mark Brooks, said, you know, the amateurs have all struggled a little bit today, all over par. They're not typically used to playing 4-round events. Of course, with the pressure of a major championship, not pros yet, a good learning experience.
Well, that does keep her 2 strokes ahead of Yang, the next amateur in the battle for Low Am. Over at 11.
Well, Amelia, it's been a real struggle the last few holes for Pauline Racine Bouchard.
It's just been so stressful on her short game and putting, and as a result, naturally the ball striking's going to come through. But that was a good save there.
Look at that. Bogey at 9 and the triple bogey at 10. What happened at 10 there quickly, Amelia?
Missed it off the tee and then put herself back in position, but then chunked her wedge shot and 3-putted. That back hole location is tough.
Wow.
Back on the tee there at 11.
It's almost straight in. There's a very small bit left to right.
We got 192 here at 11. Back into a pretty stiff breeze, playing way over 200 yards at the moment.
Been a comment by a lot of players this week is the difficulty of a lot of the par 3s out here, really challenging the players with their length.
is flight it down right of the flag. Let's see if he can get over the false front, and does. That's great club selection there.
Yeah, nicely played. Good position. Yeah, Bones, Nelly actually played the par threes exceptionally well the first 3 rounds. 5 under on the par threes. She kind of separated herself from the rest of the field in that way.
You're exactly right. I'm sure that was a big reason why she was able to get the distance between her and her competitors that she did. Nelly now, wind really picking up in her face. She's hit this very high, also right of the flag. And let's see if that ball hangs on there.
Trying. Take a look at that golf swing page.
Well, I think that's where the hybrid maybe got a little height, a little more affected by the wind, but a beautiful, you can see on the face, the club face, the wear spot. She's just absolutely tremendous with some of these longer irons, hybrids. Just doesn't get an opportunity to use them very much in typical golf course setups. I think that's why she's really enjoyed the course setup here at Memorial Park.
Patty Tavatanikit.
4-iron. This should be plenty of club for Patty. She's got a lot of speed. But she's turned this one over. It's trying to fight its way back now, but left of the green.
These chasers, they really can't afford to make any mistakes. And they've got to put their foot down and try and close that gap. As we go over to the 13th, and actually Thompson played a part-time schedule last year, but played well enough to get into the CME Group Tour Championship, which was top 60 in the season-long points race on the LPGA, which is called the Race to the CME Globe. A good finish here will boost her chances of doing the same this year. I don't know how much Lexi is going to play, but she really is a fan favorite.
She is. She still draws a lot of the crowd. She gives back with her time, her energy. She's always signing the autographs at the end of the round, really polite with everybody in this game. Just a true professional.
Had some great chances to win majors. Did win this championship, a major victory. At the 15th, here is the last player to win this championship in California, Jennifer Kupcho. Oh, I think she missed it.
That was an early one. She missed it. I think she hated it, but we'll take it.
Shake of the head. Quickly run to the next tee. Let's take a look at the recent champions of the Chevron Championship. You can see Lilia Vu and Nelly Korda Malsaigo winning it at the club at Carlton Woods in the Woodlands, Texas, here in the Houston area. Kupcho, the last winner in California. This Jin Young Ko, who dominated the game for a number of years on the LPGA Tour. Lydia Ko celebrating her 10th anniversary victory. Let's go to 14.
Fine Charlie Hull with her third into the par 5. Nicely done. Leaves that just below the hole. She'll have an uphill look at birdie as she looks to get to 3 under on her day. 7 under for the championship right now. Let's go back to 11.
Yeah, great look at that green. It sits across the players. Only 19 bunkers on the whole golf course here.
Yep, Brooks Koepka was part of the consulting team with Tom Doak when they redid it. Only had 19 bunkers, and he had suggested it's not a good thing to have bunkers if you're getting a lot of public play, because most amateurs don't enjoy hitting out of the bunker, but professionals, because it hosts, of course, the PGA Tour as well, it's pretty easy up and down out of bunkers. So let's just get rid of them. Take less of that maintenance.
Challenge the pros more, which is exactly
Correct,
what these green complexes do. Patty's handled it very well, though, Bones.
Yeah, she's been amazing with this club, and this is a shot here she can knock down if she lands it on the proper spot in front of the flag. Tidy little shot there.
Exactly.
Really nice.
And it is a public golf course. You can play here if you can get a tee time. Residents, the most expensive resident green fee, $38 as we take a look from above. And non-residents, most expensive green fee, $140. Junior green fees, $10.
I think they've mastered this balance of making it very playable. Like an average player could putt it from off the green where Patty was, but it's still challenging for both the male professionals and the female professional. I mean, it's been absolute gem as it relates to servicing all sides of the game.
Golf course opens for public play again late next week. I'm guessing, Bones, the tee sheet might be full.
I was just going to say, I want to be first in line or just be out here to see the line of people trying to get on this golf course because it's in amazing condition. What a deal that is in terms of what they charge. Nelly now with a double breaker. It's going to go right to left early and then left to right in the middle of the putt.
Maybe a little tester there coming up for Nelly, but she's used to this sort of situation. Most times in the final group, in the final round on the LPGA Tour since 2017. Nelly Korda, 28th time, 5 more than Minjee Lee. She's gone on to win 10 of the previous 27. Doesn't always mean that she's in the lead, of course.
Right, no, that's an incredible.
In the final group.
Incredible stat.
She really is the American star of the women's game. Now, Yin for birdie.
Not a whole lot of movement in this one, but back up the hill into the grain. You saw how slow Nelly's putt was from a similar angle.
Helped to go second there, didn't it?
It did. You can read from line as well as speed. If you watch the line, you look at the last 3 feet of the putt, kind of see how it moves around the hole, and then as it relates to the speed read, you get an idea how quickly the ball slows down towards the hole as well.
Earning Yin bird at the final hole of Bolter's Row, one of the toughest golf courses that you'll find. Major championship rotation. She birdied that last hole knowing she needed to birdie to get her major title, so we know that she can get the job done if it gets close coming down the stretch, but right now just too far away. However, could be a little gift here from Nelly if it doesn't go in.
Well, guys, this has been the distance. If we were going to criticize anything that's gone on with Nelly's game this week, and really criticize isn't a fair word, but it is something that she feels like she could improve on just a bit, it would be putts about this length.
Bones, I always feel when she's making this length, she's almost unbeatable on the LPGA.
I think that's a great point.
And there it is.
Solid.
Yeah.
She's only missed 1 green in regulation today. She's hit every single fairway. I mean, she's not opening the door or allowing anybody else to have a chance.
Record in this championship, 19 under par. That was Dottie Pepper in 99. The record in major championship golf, 21 under par on the women's side. That was Inji Chun, the Mundi Evian championship. Both of those records in jeopardy today. We'll see if Nelly can do it. She deserves it with the way that she's played.
It's been exceptional from tee to green.
Today's coverage is brought to you by Chevron, the human energy company. And that a good look at the ravine that crosses through part of this golf course here at Memorial Park when it comes into play more on the front side. Beautiful view with our drone camera, and we will take you from there over to the 12th tee where the final group have just arrived. everyone follows them. Up to the teeing platform here as we watch Patty climb up. It was interesting, she was asked yesterday about her scrambling and just how good it was, had all of us in awe, and she says you just do what you've got to do. It's a major championship, it's going to be tough, you're not always going to have your best, but you're going to make it work. And Nelly herself was extremely amazed, said she was making some insane up and downs. Oh, let's see what Ronnie Ying can do here at the 12th.
Now back downwind. Right center of the fairway. Nice shot.
Just a little off the...
How much of a factor is the wind out there right now, Bones?
I'd say it's a good club and a half wind when it's at its peak. It's like much during the week. It's a little inconsistent in terms of velocity, but there's definitely something there. No fairway bunkers to deal with here. There's a lot of space on this hole.
He's been working with David Whalen on her spine angle, her posture here, getting a little bit more bend from her waist to steepen her shoulder plane with her driver. And I'd argue this is the best I've ever seen her swing the club. It's always been a thing of beauty, but it looks better than ever.
How much has she changed since the swing that was so successful in 2024 that saw her win 7 times that year?
I mean, I think you just have little tendencies. Every player has tendencies that you kind of fall back into every now and then, and a lot of it very often comes back down to grip and posture. And something that Patty's also working on, I talked to Sean Foley, her coach, her tendency is her right hand to get a little bit too strong. If she tends to miss it left, which we've seen, Sean wants her to get her right hand just a little bit more on top of the club so she can go ahead and release it without fear of the ball going left. A beautiful one right there.
Perfect example of the importance of fundamentals in this game. Anybody picking up the game of golf will start with those fundamentals: grip, alignment, posture, and they stay with you no matter how good you are, Tom.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get it right. Yang now for a birdie at 15. Follow this amateur race as they come into the house. It's a 2-shot difference right now between Farah O'Keefe and Yeon So Yang. Nelly Korda has a 5-shot lead, top of the leaderboard.
In golf, winning means something, but what it represents lasts longer. Each year at the Chevron Championship, past champions come together to recognize what it takes to get here. And the champion is honored with a dinner inspired by their story. The history, the standard, the respect. Because in this game, legacy isn't just remembered, it's carried forward.
And this is Ronnie Yin with her second at par 4 12th.
155 straight downwind to a front left hole location. This riding the breeze. Good looking line.
Oh, terrific. You get an indication of just how far left that whole location is today. Just 4 paces from the left-hand side of that 12th green. Anything left of the pin will run off. We see a lot of that on the greens here at Memorial Park Golf Course. And this 12th hole in particular is playing the shortest it has all week, Bones. So perhaps another dart from Tavitanikin.
It's a good time for one at 134. Trying to turn one over from right to left. This is a little right of it. Oh my gosh, and that's a half club short. I don't know if that was a miss hit or what, but that's going to leave a very delicate chip straight downwind.
She was posing on that one. Had to be just a complete misjudge of the wind.
Hyoju Kim for a birdie at the 15th. Hyoju and Nelly battled it out during the LPGA's West Coast swing earlier this season. Hyoju beat her a couple of times, so had a good season.
Back at the 12th, Nelly now ready with her second.
Just 131. Has to be looking right to the flag here. just right of it. Got to sit down.
Is that okay?
Is that going to hang on, Bones? Looks like it will.
You hear her asking her caddy if it's okay. It's just moved on to the back portion, but it's a green in regulation.
When are you going back to the UK, you said? Next month?
Yeah, I haven't booked my flight yet.
Oh,
No, June.
Gosh. Use some of the points.
Well, yeah, I need, but even that is going to take like 3 times as many points as normal, is it not?
Well, it depends with what options you have with the points.
Yeah, we need to go back US Open weekend. Okay.
Okay, she's done with slow play. She's going to go.
So, O'Keefe is, let's see, 7, no, she's 3 under. No, sorry, hang on a minute.
Yeah, she's 3. Oh, well, she was. Is she not anymore?
Oh, she's 4 over on the day, yes.
Yeah.
So she's 3 under.
And so
and our
Yang's
friend
1 under.
Yunso, okay, so she leads by 2. Yunso also having a difficult day.
So they're through. Oh, no, they're playing 14.
Yeah, they do need to hurry up.
Hold on, they've
Yeah.
finished. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, of course. Yeah. Where are we at? Where are we looking at? Oh, we don't have 13.
So anyway, back to the flights. I don't know now whether to just wait it out and hope that the
I
straight
don't think they're going to
opens.
get any cheaper.
No, they're probably only going to get worse.
Well, they're going to get more. They're going to get fuller. Business
Yeah.
people are going to start booking on because within 2 months is when businesses book travel.
Yeah.
Just put Ollie in the back with the kids.
It's just me and him.
Oh.
Kid-free wedding. Back at the 12th hole, where Paddy Tavatanakit has already chipped her 3rd shot up onto the green. She has about 3 feet left for par. Nelly, meanwhile, we had her asking her caddy Jason if this is okay. It is on the green, Bones, but it is on a different ridge to where the hole location is today. So what is she looking at for birdie?
Yeah, she's got a pretty severe slope card to deal with in terms of the first 20 feet of this putt. So up and over it, moving to her left, and then flattening out around the hole. It's a little awkward, and she's putting into a pretty severe wind, which can subconsciously sometimes make you think like you've got to hit the ball quite a bit harder.
She hasn't had a birdie since the 3rd hole today.
Putt in a row. She's left it a little bit short, a little tentative. Looks a little perplexed there. Frustration towards Jason. You could see him after she made that putt on 11 back in her face a little bit like he was yesterday, really pumping her up, having made that clutch par putt.
That's a great point. He went over and dapped her up after that putt on 11 and potatoed her about as hard as I've ever seen a player do it. So he's certainly keeping her fired up out here and on point.
Potatoed. Define that one for me, Bones. That's a good one.
Just a little fist bump.
I get it. I have not heard that term. I like it. Potatoed. Yeah, he definitely was. You could see that. I'm sure he will here as well.
All right, what's Ronnie Yin got left?
She's got a putt here without very much break, and given the fact that Nellie's got several feet left, this is going to be interesting if it goes.
Talk a little bit about her putting. The fact that she tested out a broomstick over the winter. Started working with Chris Cho about a month ago. No question that has been a big part in her putting resurgence this week. That one she couldn't get to go, but it's going to be one of the first positive strokes gained putting weeks that she's had since the fall. It's really been a struggling part of her game, but nice to see it back on track, and no doubt a big part of the reason why she's in contention this week.
And worth pointing out how clean her scorecard is. She was bogey-free yesterday. She's bogey-free so far today. She's playing some really exceptional golf. She had a 66 on Saturday in the Chevron Championship. That earned her a place in this final group, given we are playing in threesomes today. Now, Nelly with an important par save.
You get the impression this is extremely big in the grand scheme of things. We're going to a very difficult 13th hole from here, where a lot can happen if you should miss the green. 5 and 6 is definitely in play there if things don't go your way. So an important putt here.
Oh, that was so tentative, Bones. I'm kind of surprised she left that short. Look at the way that she's walking off that green, her body language, frustration. This is almost where it's more important for Jason to get in her ear and really say, hey, shake it off. 4-shot lead. But we haven't seen her walk off a green like that in a long time.
Before her playing partner has finished the hole, as Patty Tavatanakit still has a few feet left here for par.
And I got to say, Patty's pitch shot was so good from short of the green, several feet in the air, straight downwind, and she just the connection she made with the golf ball was so crisp. It checked up for her. And again, her short game this week has just been phenomenal.
She has such confidence around the greens, but for the second time today, the lead is now just 4. Tavatanakit and Yin both at 13 under. Nelly, after the first bogey of this final round, drops to 17 under. And you can see there the scoring this week, how she played the first 42 holes at 18 under. And the last 24 have been 1 over. We'll see how that develops as she steps onto the 13th tee. While they wait, we go to 16. Kupcho for birdie.
Looks like she likes this putt a little more than she did the one at 15. And that one also dead center.
Back-to-back birdies for our 2022 Chevron champion, the last one to win at Mission Hills. She's got a couple holes that remain on her final round. Let's go to 13.
Ronnie Yin's tee shot.
This up the left side. Looks like it just grabbed some short grass there. Good shot.
Stay here on the 13th. LPGA telecasts on NBC are powered by FM. Here's a good look at the 13th with the downtown skyline in the background, and it looks pretty simple from up here.
The green is where it gets very complicated about putting it in play, Bones.
Well, that's exactly right. This is not a green you want to play to from the rough. You want to have as much spin on your ball going into this green as is humanly possible, because there's so many runs off. It's so high in the air with how it sits. So 2 important tee shots upcoming here from Patty T and Nelly.
Interesting to see what that 3-putt will do for the other 2.
Just up the right side, could miss the fairway. In the gallery, I think.
That is a long way right.
And to your point, that's the first time Nelly's really opened the door. Again, she's hit every fairway and only missed 1 green so far today. 1 under, which explains the frustration, because she's given herself a lot of opportunities. But now Nelly Korda, will see how she responds to that 3-putt. She's 5th on the LPGA Tour in driving distance. And this is a golf course that historically has rewarded great length when the PGA Tour is here.
Sliding one down. Beats the cut just a little bit. Good shot.
Yep, knocks it past Ronnie Yin and in a good position off the tee at 13. So Nelly Korda trying to win this championship for the second time and get her hands on a 3rd major crown. Memories of the Chevron Championship started 55 years ago. This was one of the most incredible finishes in major championship golf. Kari Webb holed her approach on the 18th for an eagle, and then in the playoff, her second career win. She makes that to win, and then Annika Sorenstam 25 years ago, just 9 days after she shot 59. She captured the first of her 3 career Chevron championships. Terry McNamara and his daughter Riley, her caddy there, enjoying a dip into the pond. It's changed a lot, the dip into the water over the years.
I was playing with Webby on that final round. I will never forget that moment when she holed out for eagle on 18. It was insanely electric. I can't even, I've never experienced anything like that in all the years that I played golf. Maybe a Solheim Cup would be the only thing that could come close to the electricity in that moment.
He beat Lorena Ochoa in the end, who was obviously went on to great things in the game, but a moment that will live in the memories forever there. Back on the 13th hole, Nelly Korda trying to add another moment to the great history of this championship. Patty's over in the right-hand side as we look down. There she is.
I'm just looking for a little communication between the players. It appears as though Ronnie's ready to roll.
Here's the final one right there.
She's got 140 yards to a back center hole location. It's not the toughest hole location on this green by any means, but what you can't do today is go long. Nine iron cutting with the wind, left of it. This could come off its slope and get a little better.
Really nice.
It was a lot better than it looked from her reaction. And it gives her a chance to get it to 14 under par. Just seen the 3-putt from Nelly Korda. And I'm wondering if we'll just see a little bit of a tightening at the top of this leaderboard. Now Patty over on the other side of the cart path.
She's left with 136, and I think she's got to.
Yeah, you got it.
I think she's got to be careful up here. It's a flyer. We saw her catch a huge one on the 4th hole yesterday and send it straight over the green. Can't have that today. Going with a wedge. This comes out nicely. Just a little left of it. Half a club short, but that's a good shot if it hangs on, and it will.
Barely. This, on the right side of the screen, it slopes away if you're not all the way pin high.
All right, now Nelly.
Gap wedge from 117. Crisp contact. Good looking shot.
There you go.
Oh, exactly what she needed. Fantastic from Korda. And she will bounce right back. That 3-putt was obviously a bit of motivation.
Sometimes you can feel like you're an autopilot, and then you hit a speed bump, and then all of a sudden you realize, hey, I need to take charge here, grab the bull by the horns. And Nelly Korda, impressive, both drive and that approach. I don't know if that drive could have been in a much better position in the fairway either.
You could see her body language. She was just a little anxious it was going to be too long. You go long at that flag, as Bones was talking about. It is really bad, but it worked out fantastically. Let's go to 14.
And find O'Keefe for birdie. Amelia is there now.
This will have a lot of right to left movement and pick up the last 4 feet. This looks really nice.
Oh, she can't believe it. What a good attempt. She's having a tough day. 4 over currently. As we check in with the other amateur who's challenging for the low am honours later this afternoon. This for birdie at 16. Oh, and the lead now is just 1. As we take a look at the amateur leaderboard, there is O'Keefe, 3 under through 14. And so Yang now 2 under through 16. So race getting a little bit tighter than Farah O'Keefe would have thought it might be after she played in the penultimate group of this major championship in the third round yesterday. Let's go back to 13.
Yeah, final group, just looking at their putts, and it will be Patty to go first.
Patty's second shot just hung on just a few inches more to the right, and that ball releases down a good 8-10 yards off the green. She's now got a putt from the middle level up to the back patio, up and over a ridge.
It's an intimidating putt because beyond it, again, it slopes away, so oftentimes visually it can be difficult to judge the distance. She's been very good with her lag putting so far this championship.
Going over the ridge right here, flattening out. Just needs to go a little bit. Boy, she had that red beautifully.
And that's a tendency if it slopes away after the hole, as players tend to get just a little more tentative. She's not had a 3-putt yet this week. Speaks to her lag putting, but also the fact she didn't hit a lot of greens the first 3 days, and it's been more chips and putts.
Ronnie's got to be thinking this has to go in.
Completely agree with that. Nelly's basically just facing a kick in here.
Just short, a long way short.
Oh boy. I think that was just a complete brain cramp there.
It's the one thing you can't do. You've got to get the putts to the hole when you're in this position.
She knew it right off the face. Yeah. Shaking the head and kicking yourself. Not going to have a lot of opportunities for birdie upcoming. The 15th, the 17th, and 18th are 3 of the most difficult holes on the golf course. In fact, I don't believe there has not been a birdie on 17 or 18 today.
All day?
All day. Wait till you see the hole location on 17. It's insane. But if you can't make it here, it's very difficult to make up for it in the coming holes.
There's Bones set, just basically a tap-in birdie. Okay.
Well done. What a response to the 3-putt. I mean, you saw how upset she was walking off the green on 12. And it wasn't a matter of despair. It was a matter of determination in how she responded to that.
And we'll see if that continues. Going to a par 5 at 14. And, of course, those difficult holes closing out. Now, Patty, just for par here.
A lot of movement in the gallery right now as they make their way to the next tee, so that can be a little distracting.
Yep. Nice crowd out today. I think over the coming years it will only grow as this championship makes a permanent home here at Memorial Park, just a few miles from downtown Houston. It's the home of Chevron. Actually not that far away from the corporate headquarters of Chevron, about a few miles away.
Well, as this final grouping walk towards the 14th tee, it's back where it was. You can see from that overhead angle on Thursday. Back teeing box, which was used for the first round. It will play 516 yards today. So it's a long hit. It's one of 2 par 5s on the backside, and they come in a stretch of 3 holes. Here at 14 and again at 16. Now Nelly off that birdie at 13.
Guys on the left, just stand still, please. On the left, stand.
So commendable the pace at which Nelly plays this game. She just goes about her business, gets the next tee, she's ready to go. Par 5 that she hit in 2 yesterday, actually hit it just over the green in 2. A left to right center. This should be perfect.
Round 2 as well. Had a putt for eagle. She nearly made A1 position there.
Now Yin, after that missed opportunity at the 13th, to take advantage now here at 14.
Be interesting to see if Ronnie's got enough pop to get to this green in 2. I'm thinking that she might not. She certainly needs a big one off the tee. Good shot up the right side.
Just left to right crossing, finishing right on that camber wheel.
Anything. Try and chase something up there as close as possible. After these par 5s, Bones, on the back 9, they're both playing only about even par today. Not a real opportunity like they've been the last couple days.
Yeah, certainly not the wind that we've had the last couple of days in terms of getting a little bit of help off of 16 or on this hole earlier in the week.
Just got away with some squirrely drives today with clear shots.
This up in the left to right breeze needs to get down, I think, to stay in the short grass.
Yeah, and it doesn't. It hops into the rough there on the right of the 14th hole. We'll see how her lie is when we come back as Nelly Korda continues to lead the Chevron Championship, now by 5.
At FM, we're proud to partner with the LPGA, applying advanced technology to bring you more of what you love. More coverage, more angles, more stories, helping protect the future of women's golf. FM.
Back out in the final round of the Chevron Championship. Battle for low amateur. Farah O'Keefe with a poor tee shot at 15. This is her second.
There's so much hesitation that can come over this tee shot because there's drop-offs all around the green. An excellent shot needed. That was really the best you could do there from O'Keefe, the number 4 ranked amateur in the world, but that's gonna sit.
This is wild. It's a green that would drive most golfers crazy if they come out here on an average Tuesday, but well navigated, Farah.
Go to the 17th. And Yeonso Yang. This is the player that Farah O'Keefe is battling with for the low amateur honors, and they're going to introduce a low amateur prize this week. So the player will be honored after 72 holes.
This is the whole location on 17 that I was telling you about. It's in the very back portion of this green. And anything to the right slopes off the green right. I mean, it's on such a small area. I don't expect many players to try to get pin high.
Now let's go to 14 and the second shot for Ronan Yin.
3-wood from 238. This is up the left side. Needs a kick to get in the short grass. That's a good shot.
Yeah, it didn't look like she liked it from her follow through, but good layup.
A good player really probably only hits 4 or 5 shots a week, or a day, excuse me, I should say, that they're happy with. Most of them are slightly off.
Over at 16, this is Ryan O'Toole for eagle. Oh, come on! She's still got it. 39 years of age, the oldest in the field to make the cut. And look at that, nice bounce back from the double at 9 today to get her back to 7 under par.
With that tee at 16 up today, Ryan using her length to take advantage.
Let's drop back to 15.
And Amelia Duran is out there for us with You Let Me Know.
This is just the smart lead on 15. Hole high right. Got to rely on your lag putting. This will turn left.
Chevron donating $100,000 for every birdie here at the 15th hole to their community partners. Is that going to be $100,000? Oh, not quite.
The officials didn't choose a very favorable location, very charitable location.
They have had 11 birdies, so that's 1.1 million. And it was 10,000 for every birdie the first 3 days, so that's 300 grand. So 1.4 million.
That's incredible.
Good math, Tom. I've got to commend you on that.
Testing myself.
On the spot addition going on over there. As we get back out to 14, and this is Yoon taking her time over a birdie look at 14.
Oh, just a little bit to the right. She's really struggled on the last few holes, dropping 3 shots with 3 bogeys consecutively. This would be a nice bounce back.
Yeah, and the concentration paid off. Back to 2 under on her day, 10 under for the championship, and those are the 3 bogeys that you heard Morgan mention, 11, 12 and 13, but a good bounce back there at 14.
And Liu for birdie here at 15.
Got a nearly perfect read from the leading no. Just a few paces closer for Liu.
She was only 3 shots back after the opening round. Started today 9 back of the lead.
Over at 14, this is Paddy Tavatanakit just waiting for the green to clear, which implies she's going to go from it from this position, Bo. So how's the lie?
The lie's pretty darn good. I think we're going to see 3 woods from both Paddy and Nelly here in an attempt to knock on 1 and 2.
It was interesting, the birdie from Nelly at the 13th, because the way she's played those first 12 holes this week really differ. She was 6 under through holes 1 through 6 the first 2 days, 3 over through holes 7 to 12. Good bounce back coming off the birdie at 13. Now she's away at 14.
.247 back into the wind. This is a power draw and a beautiful looking shot. Just comes up a little bit short, but man, that was right at the flag.
She probably has quite a few favorite clubs in her bag, but that one might be one of the most. I mean, every time she hits that, it's just a wonderful shot. Perfect leave.
Now Paddy.
Trying to hit a heater from 238, and it jumped out of that lie. Let's see if we can get something of a bounce. That's a good leave from there.
Yeah, tries to climb up to the putting surface, but it will settle just below. Let's go up to 15.
And a par putt for Farah O'Keefe.
With the goals that O'Keefe has on the LPGA, there's so much she can learn from this week, particularly how she handles herself in these pressure situations at a major. Overall, pretty good 4 after where she was short.
Yeah, the mistake was made off of the tee and not giving herself more room towards the center. But those are the things you learn through experience, and thankfully for her, she's got an extra 2 days by making the cut and putting herself in position. She's going to take that in the rest of her collegiate career. We might see her out here full time one day.
The amateurs, though, are tied at 2 under par.
Well, Ronnie Yin has already played into the 14th. She's got about 5 feet left for birdie. Now Nelly Korda with her 3rd.
Very adept at these shots, chipping right back into the wind. Needs some release. Well played.
Beauty on 1 as well, from just short of the green. Resulted in a birdie. Nicely done there.
And so that for back-to-back birdies, she'll step up and mark it. And Paddy Tavatanakit will play from a...
What's so darn impressive to me about Paddy and about Nelly is they have the length that they do, yet have such great hands around the green. Paddy, of course, has had a superb week with this club in her hands.
Bones, I'm trying to remember of a week where I've seen anybody chip it better.
Needs to sit down. That one got away from her there.
Similar to the one on 8, just release the club face a tiny bit.
Well, don't forget the NBA playoffs continue tonight. First, it's the Celtics versus the 76ers, and later, the Lakers will be in town to attempt a sweep of the Rockets here in Houston. It all starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC and Peacock. So looking forward to that after the golf concludes here at Memorial Park, far away from Houston, of course, home of the Rockets. Plenty of sports action going on here this weekend. The Astros in action last night. We get back down to the golf now.
This is a par putt. Yeah. 17. So that means she's going to drop to 1 under par. Talking about the battle between Farah O'Keefe and Yunso Yang for low amateur honors. Could well be a battle that we see at the top of a leaderboard on the LPGA Tour in the next few years with the talent that those two players have. Let's go back out to 14.
Yeah, and not just a battle for the low am, Tom, but also really to finish inside the top 25 would give either one of those amateurs another point in the LPGA's elite amateur pathway. So we'll see how they can finish up. In the meantime, back at 14, looks like Paddy will be away now with her fourth. Decent amount of slope in this one, Bones.
Yeah, this should be an interesting putt here, and certainly it's a must-make given what we've got yet to play to finish out this second 9. Got the diabolical green on 15 to come. Anything can happen, but you got to think that if Paddy wants to stay in this ball game, this putt absolutely has to go.
Slides.
I think right greenside there into getting away with another missed fairway with a clear shot towards the green. That's not what she needed in this moment. She's running out of holes.
Well, she's tied second right now with Ronnie, who will have a look of her own, won't she, here, Bones?
And she's got 5 feet back up the hill after a very nice chip shot. Shouldn't be too much in this.
Last few putts for Ronnie, if anything, have been a little tentative. Again, a must make. With Nelly in there tight.
And this is by far Ronnie's best performance so far this season. She's actually coming off a missed cut last week in LA. She has had one top 10. That was a tie for 7th at the Aramco Championship, but no others yet in 2026. So she's in a good position here, albeit still 5 back. This to climb within 1. Climb within 4, I should say. Gain 1 on that lead.
And that putt was made with some authority there.
And tentativeness in that putt. I've talked a bit this week to her coach, Holton Freeman, who said he really feels like she's rounding into some form of what we've seen in the past few years from Ronnie, looking for her to get on a heater.
She has not had a bogey since the 5th hole on Thursday in her opening round. That is just how clean she's playing this golf course here at Memorial Park. It is impressive to see how consistent she's able to be. But now Nelly does have a chance to answer.
And it is really quiet out here around this green. A lot of people following this group know that this is very important in the grand scheme.
And for the first time in this championship, Nelly Korda gets to 19 under par. That is, by the way, a 72-hole scoring record in this championship. We'll see if it holds. Today's coverage is brought to you by Chevron, the human energy company.
Final round of the Chevron Championship. Somebody will be jumping into that refreshingly cool water there at the 18th in a few hours' time. And the last chance to be driving away with the 2026 Cadillac Lyric V. The first ever all-electric V-Series vehicle. 285 miles of range, 0 to 60, 3.3 seconds. Very tidy. Let's go to the 16th.
Won't ask what you drive, Tom. Yan Liu with her second into the par 5, the last par 5 on this golf course.
That was just a beautiful shot. Difficult to get it close with how downwind it is. That was from 189.
And this is one of the few holes where water comes into play here at Memorial Park. That was a good look at the green. It's a triangular shape and water surrounds the front two sides. So that was great aggressive play that paid off for Yan Liu. Let's go back to 15.
Yoon for birdie.
It is a popular place from where the players have putted today. Well bowled.
So she's trying to record the best finish of her LPGA career, which is currently 4th, and she is alone in 4th.
And that was a lucrative putt for the charity donations.
Yeah, $100,000.
As we go back to the 16th, and Amelia's there watching O'Keefe with her second.
It was a beautiful 285-yard drive. Just 184 in, trying to play to that front number, which is risky with the water short.
That's such an intimidating approach, isn't it, here, if you go for it, Amelia?
And this is looking left, needs to sit. That just got a horrible bounce.
And it's marked yellow, so we'll have to drop on this side of the penalty area. Just rode the wind.
Was that too aggressive, Morgan?
I just think it wasn't the shot she was quite looking for. A little bit too much turn. We've seen her go full tilt all week. Just got too far left on her. I mean, you can't lay up from that distance. Just you can't miss it left either. You can't miss it too far right. It's a tough shot. You got to stand up there and you got to hit a good one. That's why I really like, Amelia, this hole being moved up today. I think it creates a lot of fun drama here.
I couldn't agree more. The risk and reward is in play at the 16th.
Yeah, 469 yards today on this 16th hole. There's so much at stake, though, for Farah O'Keefe. Not only is she trying to secure this low amateur award, which she does lead by 1 right now. We'll see when she completes the 16th hole. But should she finish inside the top 25, she will earn that extra leap point I was speaking about. They're so valuable for these amateurs. If you earn 20, you get immediate status onto the LPGA Tour. Lottie Woad is the only one to date to have done that, which she did with her incredible play last season. And right now, as you can see, O'Keefe is 28th, so could be costly.
And she mentioned it in her press conference after the round, too, yesterday. So you know she's thinking about it. You know it's in the back of her mind.
Although she thought it was the top 50, and I hope someone corrected her. She had a few more places to play with. Not right now. Let's go to 17.
This is the player you saw win the AIG Women's Open on NBC last summer, Miyu Yamashita.
And they got a birdie.
First birdie of the day.
This hole location makes it so difficult for the players to get anywhere near it. So it was going to take one from off of the green to get the first.
And back over to that final 3 ball. They've been waiting for a little while on the 15th tee. Nelly Korda, of course, at 19 under par, as Tara mentioned, into record-equaling territory here. Scottie Pepper, a 99 at the Chevron Championship.
It's still there.
Great look where that hole location is.
Left to right. What's that? Left to right lane too? Yeah, it's still there.
134, some hurting wind, and you talk about a shot that could potentially keep you up at night. This is one that certainly Nelly's been thinking about, and very important that she conquer on her way to potentially winning. Hitting a smooth 9-iron, flattening it down, looking to go into the middle of the green.
Yep. Mission accomplished. It was about picking a good game plan for today, not taking on unnecessary risks, as Morgan pointed out, and then executing. That is fine.
Let's go up to 18 and check in with the other amateur in this race. This is Yunso Yang with her approach into the closing hole.
We finally got a birdie on 17. Might we ever see one on 18 today? Hole location all the way in the back. If so, it's going to have to be a whole bunker shot here.
Let's go back to 15.
Yeah, look at that green. Looks pretty benign when you look from above there, but once you get down onto the
yeah, it's cute if it was flat.
Yeah. Now Yin.
Little 8-iron.
Yeah.
Similar line to Nelly. A little deeper in the green, possibly.
A little downhill putt from there.
This hour of TrackMan Tracer technology is presented by Progressive Insurance. And now, Patty T.
Wind sitting down for the moment, not blowing nearly as hard as it was for Nelly. 134, she's got 8-iron. Very high into the center of the green.
Not challenging that whole location at all.
There's a reason those three players double the leaderboard with those shots there. That was exactly what you needed to do on this hole.
Well, unless you're trying to chase down Nelly, in which case you should have been a little more aggressive.
Good point.
But yes, you see that at the beginning of the day. You're thinking middle of the green, pin high right.
Nelly Korda looking for her 17th victory on the LPGA Tour. Her third major win.
Oh, let's go back to the drama on 16. O'Keefe with her 4th.
Oh, this is an intimidating shot, just 57 yards, but no green to work with short. And just so easy to overcompensate there.
Oh, gosh. She's looking at a bogey at best. Let's go up to 18. Hyo-Joo Kim, one of just 2 players to have beaten Nelly Korda so far this season.
It's been an incredible year for Nelly and also for Hyo-Joo. Back-to-back victories. While the tour was out west, California and in Arizona.
Now that one comes up a bit short. You can see her referencing the win, but yep, she won the Founders Cup and the Ford Championship, and played all 4 rounds here this week at the Chevron Championship. Let's go back to 15.
There you go. It's a great look at the steepness of that bank. I would love to see them take that longer grass out of the bottom. I think that would really add to the great difficulty of this par 3.
I mean, it's already the 3rd hardest hole on the golf course.
Yeah, make it the hardest.
It was yesterday, Tom. I don't think the amateurs who play here on a regular basis would like that very much.
No, you can play here. We were talking about it earlier. It's amazing. This is a public golf course. What a gem. I think one of the best public facilities in the United States. Part of this Memorial Park, one of the biggest urban parks in the U.S., just a few miles from downtown, 1,500-acre park. Part of the facilities here, this golf course, which has been renovated in order to host the PGA Tour, which has been coming here the last several years, and now home to the Chevron Championship. So next week, public golf will resume here at Memorial Park. And I dare say this hole will be tricky for those players. Now, Patty Tavatanakit for birdie.
Very dicey approach putt here. Back down the hill, down grain, downwind at the moment. And this is a hole where you can legitimately putt the ball off the green if you just let it get away from you just a little bit.
Conservative.
Let's go up to the 18th hole, and this is Yun-So Yang now with her 3rd from the bunker green side.
Half the players who found this bunker have gotten up and down today. That a beauty.
And you've got to think, given the trouble that O'Keefe is in at 16, which we'll go to now, and up and down there for par will be huge. Speaking of par, this is what is left to save for Farah at the 16.
And this is such a delicate putt.
Oh, come on. What an effort. She's got guts. I tell you, we're going to see more of her in the future of the women's game. So she'll tap in for the bogey, and we'll go back to 15.
And Nelly Korda has this for birdie. tentative at times, but you can see why, with what Bones was talking about, how difficult that green is from that side. Still a bit of work to do for Nelly to remain at 19 under par. And now Yin for her birdie.
Ronnie just a little bit unlucky with her tee shot. It was just a matter of inches from releasing down much closer to the hole.
Let's go to 16, and while all that drama was going with O'Keefe, Liu has this for eagle.
I got a wonderful idea of the speed from O'Keefe.
Just had that out to the right-hand side the whole way.
Yeah, but that's the risk reward there. You hit a good shot, you got a putt for eagle. You hit a poor shot, you're fighting for par, like Far O'Keefe.
And Nelly with the par putt.
And this is one you still have to pay attention to in terms of your speed. It's not one you can certainly take the break out of. You got to max out what you're looking at here and hit it with a very conservative pace.
Great cleanup.
Great point, Nelly. Go get it. Go get it.
The quarter remains at 19 under. 3 to play. Trying to enjoy the last 3 holes and enjoy the victory here at the Chevron Championship. It is pretty humid, pretty hot and humid out there. I think a jump into the water at 18 will be quite welcome.
Well, she did say she would jump. There's no guarantee. Nelly has been very vocal that there's no doubt in her mind. She's taking the lead.
She's going to jump.
I'd say it's a little warmer than last time she jumped, a couple of years ago.
That was, yes, that was kind of chilly up there in the woodlands that late afternoon. Now, Patty Tavatanakit for par.
Down the hill, not much in it.
Great putt. Great putt. Great putt.
2 putt in the end. It's been a really good week for Patty. Good couple of weeks. Played very well last week at El Caballero in Los Angeles. Let's go to 18.
And this is Yun So Yang to save par at the closing hole, the amateur. Oh, that will be costly. Snapped off on her, the 18-year-old from South Korea, and they get back out to the final group there on 15.
And Ronnie Yin for her par.
Just a formality here.
Three major champions in the last 3 ball. And those 3 players, top 3 spots on the leaderboard. 3 holes to play for Nelly Korda. 5 shots ahead at the Chevron Championship. Winners of the Chevron Championship, looking back at the great traditions and history. Dottie Pepper won in 1999, 19 under par, the record here. It was her second victory, having won in 92. She won in a playoff in 92 at the 10th hole at Mission Hills and did not make the jump. So she did make the jump, of course, with that second victory. And look at that, the champion's robe is being escorted out to the 18th hole. Will it be Nelly putting that on after a jump into the water? Cara?
Yeah, it would be a second time in the last 3 years, and that's a wonderful part about this tradition, I think. The tournament director was telling us the Masters have a green jacket. We have a bathrobe. We'll see if Nelly earns it across these next 3 holes.
tee way up, downwind quite a bit. If this carries to the fairway, Nelly could be left with just a mid-iron into this green.
I feel like this next shot is the last dangerous shot she has to hit here on this golf course with such a big lead. Just so much power. She's able to generate tremendous amount of lag. Full extension. And she has just driven the ball beautifully this week. It's the reason why she has dominated. One of the reasons she has dominated.
Yeah, just 469 yards for this par 5 today. A good visual of the water up the right-hand side.
Ronnie playing this tee shot up the left side. Needs a soft bounce.
Okay, she's set up quite a bit up the left. Just going to trickle into the first cut.
Split those two towers, actually, is perfect.
Patty now, who can really launch them downwind. She can hit the ball very high off the tee. This hit hard up the right side. Should be very close to Nelly's ball as it knocked past it.
Yeah, it lands just short of it, Bones, but she's 6 back with 3 to play. She has no choice but to be aggressive across these last 3 holes here at Memorial Park, because Nelly Korda has just put on such a wonderful display of consistent golf that's kept her atop this leaderboard. It hasn't been without the odd bogey, but she's always bounced back. Let's show you how she began the day with her third of the opening par 5.
Playing to her advantage here. Green side into, but showing off a wonderful touch as well.
Yes, that was up and down for an opening birdie to set the tone for her day. There's another par 5 just 2 holes later at the third, and she set up an eagle attempt from just off the green.
Huge drive here. Only needed an iron to get to this point, and nearly holes it for eagle.
Just grazes the edge with a kick in birdie, so she gets a 2 under through 3. Then this was her approaching 30.
One of the most important shots of the day, coming off a bogey, 3-putt bogey on the 12th. To kick in range, bounce back.
It absolutely stiffs it. A wonderful response to a difficult moment at the 12th, and then here at 14, taking advantage of another par 5.
Similar to the chip she hit on the first. Wonderful touch.
She's taken advantage of those par 5s today. She only played with an even par yesterday as part of her third round of 17. Look at this list that she's trying to join. With a win today, Nelly would be the first American player to win her third major championship before the age of 28. First person since Amy Olcott at the 1983 Dinah Shore. This event obviously before it became officially a major in 1988. Just continues to impress and really a star of the women's game. Well, let's go up ahead, and this is the Frenchwoman Pauline Roussy-Bouchard with her third.
One of the biggest stages she's had so far in her career. It definitely has her sights set on potentially making that European Solheim Cup team later this season.
It's just been a difficult day for her today. She had a triple bogey at the 10th, a couple more on the 12th, and coming off one on 15 after what was such an incredible day for her yesterday. She had a 67 after birdieing the first 3 holes consecutively. Trying to secure her best finish in a major championship.
Well, keeping an eye on this low amateur battle. O'Keefe out there at the 17th, Amelia.
Well, it's a good angle to this very difficult hole location all the way in the back right. 183 yards for O'Keefe. Want to land it closer to 160 just based on how this green pitches towards the back. The difficulty with that, though, the left half of the green, where you want to be, it funnels down that left side with water right. You just have to err there. 20 paces short of the hole is fine. Looks like where that's headed needs to go a touch. Yeah, not short of the green I was referring to, but seeing this morning when I was walking, and I said something to the volunteer about that was behind the green. I said, you will not see very many players trying to get to pin high today.
O'Keefe needs to play the last 2 holes level par in order to beat Young So Young, who's in the house at even for the championship.
Do you think she has any indication of that?
Maybe circling through the leaderboards, maybe, but caddy might.
Yeah, hard to know. Her caddy is Bentley Cotton, her former teammate at UT. It's hard to know. I'm not sure if they'll have all the amateurs up on the leaderboards around the golf course as we go to 18. This is Ryan O'Toole for a closing birdie.
The first birdie of the day here on 18. The last time in a major that there were no birdies on a specific hole was last year at the AIG Women's Open at Royal Porthcawl in the final round, the 3rd hole. Looks like this may join that list, Cara. It's just a tough hole to get it closed with the back hole location.
It will remain birdie free for now. It is playing the 2nd hardest hole on the golf course right now, behind the 17th. We just saw how difficult that green and hole location is to access today, but a pretty good week, a great start to the week at least from Ryan O'Toole, and she completes the week at the Chevron. Let's go back to 17.
164 yards for Yan Liu, putting together a beautiful bogey-free round so far. 4 under on the day. This towards the front part of the green.
Just a tough hole today for the players. It's going to be a tough 2-putt from there as well.
Up to 18 once again, and this is Charlie Hull reading a putt for par. She missed the green long, so she played up to here with her 3rd.
And this would be to avoid a really rough finish. She's just bogeyed 16 and 17.
Now she gets in the house for the closing part. That's a good up and down. It's easy to miss this one long. The hole location today just 9 paces off the back of that green, but bookended her week with 72s. She chooses to putt with the flagstick in. Just nestled in the cup for a closing par there for Charlie Hull, who continues to seek her first major championship of her career. Back at 16. This is Pauline for birdie look down the hill.
Just gonna trickle off to the right. We've seen a few players miss this putt low. It's so delicate and quick down this hill. Really have to be committed to starting it on your line, not back up and out of it.
Yeah, same thing we saw before from Liu, just misses it on the right-hand side. Still a good week. She missed 3 of her 4 cuts coming into this week as we now go back down the fairway, and Nelly.
She's got just 186 to the front edge downwind, but she's chosen to lay the ball up with a wedge, and I really like that play.
This is one moment where
Ronnie also did the same thing, laid the ball up with a short iron.
That's one moment where that was a dangerous shot, and the only thing that could go wrong there is to hit that in the water and just lay it up, rely on her wedge game, which has been pretty solid this week. I mean, this is the moment when you start to think, okay, I have a 5-shot lead. I can be a little defensive here.
Oh, well, he might be getting ready for a playoff game, but here's what LeBron James had to say. 3 holes left to play. Bring it on home, Nelly. And you did get the sense, Morgan, to your point, when you saw her walk off that 15th green unscathed, that sort of smile to Jason, a little bit of nervous energy. It's getting real now. Just 3 holes left to play, and no point taking any risk on there at the 16th with such a comfortable advantage right now. To 17.
O'Keefe, 3rd.
Just trying to get this nestling over the slope. This is a beautiful touch.
How about that? So she will have that to stay 1 under, a par at the last, and she'll be the low amateur. Nice to have that accolade on the amateur resume.
She'll get a front row seat to the jump, Tom.
She certainly will. She'll be out there on the 18th green in just a little while.
Well, LPGA telecasts on NBC are powered by FM as we get you back out to the 16th, Bones, and Paddy's waiting for the green to clear, it appears, to take this on in 2.
That's right. She's got one more putt. She's got to wait out from some 12, 15 feet in front of her. But she's got 192 front edge, and I believe she's got 5-iron out of the bag, ready to roll. And I really appreciate the risk she's taking on here. She's, you know, certainly trying to do everything she can to better her score out here by going for this green in 2.
I like the fact that they moved this hole up, this tee up here, Bones, on Sunday. I feel like it's not really going to make a difference today with the 5-shot lead relative to really creating drama, but it had the potential. Should it have been a little bit closer here in this moment? You can say playing a little bit higher because of things like we saw from Farrah O'Keefe going for the green, missing it in the penalty area. There have been one double and one other today on this 16th, but I love the risk reward.
Down off the right, correct.
Yep. Playing 80 yards shorter than yesterday does bring that risky element into play, which we'll see now from
clear picture here.
Patty.
No, she may be a little bit too far back to think about winning this tournament at the moment. I love the fact that she's, again, going after this. I think that given the way she's played this week, she wants very much to finish runner-up at worst.
Yeah, and right now she's alone in 3rd.
Hit very well. Right side of the green. Let's see if this carries. Good shot.
Nice shot. You kind of feel like as this tournament develops here at Memorial Park, this hole will kind of be critical coming down the stretch in future iterations.
Yeah, it's amazing how really the closing stretch of the last 4 holes have been pretty pivotal so far. I mean, Nelly, of course, has built her big lead, but they have been 3 of the 4 hardest holes this week. 17 ranked the toughest today, 18 the second toughest, and 15 the 3rd toughest. 16 is an opportunity, and Nelly gets that now.
From 89 yards. That's just fine.
And that's all she needs from now, Bones. Just fine. Par her way in, and she will be crowned champion of this opening major of the LPGA season for a 2nd time. Now Yin after laying up also.
From 81 yards. Taking it in very low, trusting her hands. That's a good shot.
Yeah, closest of the 3. And that'll be the best look at birdie in this final group. Yeah, she's pretty happy with that little nod.
She's a fun character, running in.
She really is. Played in the Pro-Am, well, all 1 hole of it with her own Tom Abbott earlier this week before the rains came down. Now up at 18, this is Lexi Thompson coming home.
See if she wants to take on this back hole location. No room behind it. Struggle. Her last 9 holes, 5 bogeys since the 9th. Really solid day and a half.
And here's our leader walking up to the green on 16. It's not an island, but it has a little bit of an island feel to it there, doesn't it, Bones, as Nelly begins to cross the bridge? And there she makes the walk across. Not quite 17 at TPC Sawgrass, but it certainly gets her attention, doesn't it, Morgan?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I think it was a smart play. As I said earlier, she needs to have a smart game plan today. When you got a 5-shot lead, there's no point in going for this green because it is essentially, effectively an island, kind of like a peninsula green, especially in the front. You just got to hit a great shot, and there's no reason to risk it at this point in the championship. And I feel like she's done that all day today. She's been on the proper side of the hole, away from the trouble. She's played a little bit defensively, but she could do that. And it's been really solid from Nelly today.
Par putt at 17 for O'Keefe.
A little movement to the left.
Oh no! It's 3 drop shots in a row, and now she's tied for that low amateur spot. It's been a tough final day.
The toughest one was the par 5 at 16. Trying to make something happen there, understandable, but that 15, 17, 18 just played so incredibly difficult. Easy to get caught up making bogeys on 3 of these final 4 holes.
8 amateurs in the field to begin the week. 5 made the cut. And as you can see, O'Keefe and Yang tied at level par, with O'Keefe having a chance to birdie the last, but that would be an incredible birdie.
And that's a great look from above at the 16th green that we've been referencing. As Morgan called it, more of a peninsula green, almost an island, given how much of it is surrounded by water in its triangular shape. And that whole location today cut down in that front portion, pointed. And you've seen a few of these holes and greens in action, Bones, and now this is a long look for Paddy after taking it on in 2.
Yeah, super second shot, and she's now putting from the upper level, if you will, down into the lower bowl. It's going to be quite quick, even though she's putting back into the wind, moving from her right to left.
Taking her practice swings, looking out at the hole to really get a gauge for the distance. Most have missed this right. Bones.
Working its way down the hill at this point right here. Boy, it just stops going left there. That's nice pace, but to your point, missed to the right.
She set up for quite a bit of break there. Just a bit of a misread. But speed is always the most important. Long putt, short putt, doesn't matter. Speed is always number 1, and your line depends on the speed at which you choose.
Good lesson for all the amateur players out there as well. Don't get too caught up in the read. Pace is crucial on putting greens. And it's been pretty humid out here this weekend. Late April in Houston. Now Nelly for her birdie.
We've certainly seen her leave some putts short on this side. Given her position in the tournament, I'm guaranteeing the only thing she's thinking about now after deliberating on her read is the pace itself.
I'm surprised that this one's left short as well, just a little bit. No reason to get too frisky.
Just like that.
That'll do just fine.
Smart play there, Bones. It's not easy to take a wedge when you can easily get an iron onto the green.
Yeah, I thought she made a great play there. Set herself up, had a great angle for that 3rd shot, laid it up with the right club, and, you know, just did the right thing in terms of winning this tournament, which, of course, is why she's here this week.
And course management is often part of the puzzle, and she's proving exactly how to go about that. She's got such a wonderful partnership with her caddy, Jason McDeed. We've been speaking about him. She told our own Amy Rogers yesterday that he's her biggest supporter out there. He, what was it, Bones? Potatoes her. We saw earlier on this round. G's her up.
I'm going back to fist bump now.
Now Yin for birdie.
That one just kind of went off in her hands there.
It's a big opportunity for her to try and own 2nd place here at the Chevron Championship.
I think that Running should be able to take a lot of positives from this week, though. As I said, she's been certainly struggling with that club in her hand. She's a wonderful ball striker, but she's got a little bit of pep back in her step, so I'd watch out for her as we head into some really big events this summer. Some great golf courses for her, especially. I think of Hazeltine as it being a big course where ball striking, her ball striking is phenomenal. It's the biggest strengths of her game.
Well, Roning has gone 55 holes without a bogey, so to your point, it's been an exceptional week. We'll see if she can save par in a moment, but first it will be Tava Tanakit with her look at birdie after finding this green in 2.
Certainly like to see Patty pay this one off after hitting such 2 great shots into the screen. Be a real shame if she 3-putted given what she's done.
And we had a good look above at that one. Skirted the right-hand side of the hole, and that was a 3-putt. And that's the last par 5 on this layout, so unable to take advantage. As you can see, all pars on the back 9 so far for Patty Tavatanakit. Now away at 18, it's the amateur, Farah O'Keefe. Even par for the championship right now. She's trying to hang on to the low amateur honours. So we go back to 16 now, and this is for Ronnie to save par and keep that bogey-free streak alive. As I mentioned, 55 consecutive without one. Let's hope she continues that here.
And that is an incredible accomplishment in terms of going that many holes without a bogey. This is a big golf course with a lot of movement in the greens. Very difficult to chip around this golf course. She's done an amazing job these last 2 or 3 rounds.
Make it 56. Solid golf. Another clean card so far, 4 under on her day. 3 of those birdies coming on the front side. Now Nelly to clean up her par. And she does. She'll walk to the 17th tee, 19 under par. Back-to-back birdies at 13 and 14 to bounce back from the only hiccup there at the 12th. And opportunity is getting closer. She looks like she's beginning to relax a little bit. Smiling, trying to enjoy the walk.
Can't relax until the job is done.
Yep.
Cara. Gotta stay focused. Still the 2 hardest holes on the golf course are coming up.
And here is one of them at 18. Lexi for birdie. Gives that a good run. Just her second start this year as Lexi plays a bit more of a part-time schedule. She missed the cut at Ford Championship. Got married earlier on this year to Max Provost. He's been here this week walking around with her.
Well, throughout the season, LPGA telecasts on NBC are powered by FM, part of FM's commitment to elevate the LPGA Tour. And that is the 17th hole that you see in front of you there.
We've been talking about it all day, how difficult these final 2 holes are. Today, this hole is played at 4.7 strokes, so it's 7/10 of a shot over par. It's the hardest hole of the week. And today, in particular, only 17% of the field have hit this green in regulation. It's just been so incredibly difficult. All of it due to this hole location. It's been a little easier to hit the green the last couple of days, but players choosing to try to push it down towards where this hole is in the back portion of the green.
Think about Nelly Korda and everything she's done to build to this moment this year. I mean, she talked earlier in the week about not playing last week because she didn't want to have to make the trip from the West Coast to here, you know, arriving on Monday evening if she didn't take an overnight flight.
Yeah, and it's a tremendous event in LA that she gave up playing in. It's one of the biggest purses on the LPGA Tour. It's a tremendous sponsor in JM Eagle. So yes, she sacrificed playing last week in order to prepare and be in the prime condition to know this golf course, which again, there was rained out in one of the practice round days. So she did everything right in preparation.
On the tee at 17, Bones.
Going with driver here. Certainly the water in the right is in play. What a tough hole this is, back into a stiff wind at the moment.
Which would also contribute to the difficulty.
But then again, she's Nelly Korda. And she just steps up there and stripes one down the right side. Great shot.
Yeah, and this right part of the the fairway opens up a little bit into this green. That is the side of choice.
A few tough shots coming in. That might be the toughest. And a big smile. She's passed that test with flying colours. Now back to the tee with Yin.
Being a draw down the left side. Good shot.
Yeah, she doesn't have quite the pop typically, although that got all the way out there today. But if you look at the top of the leaderboard, 4 of the top 5 are all top 35 drivers of the golf ball in the LPGA Tour as it relates to distance. It's been an advantage this week.
Yeah, Patty Tavatanakit.
This also very high and very good.
That is a driving display from those 3 players, and it just settled maybe at the end of that, David. Tough to tell. Nelly Korda in great shape off the tee at 17. Back out to the 17th, the final round of the Chevron Championship, and Nelly Korda has a 5-shot lead. Good position there at 17. They're waiting, so let's go to the 18th.
I'm fine. Farah O'Keefe for birdie. This would earn her the low amateur honours outright. Otherwise a par. She shares with Yun-So Yang.
No small feat here. As we've said, the only birdie of the day. Big sweeping putt to her right.
Valiant attempt. It looks like we will have 2 amateur players as they reintroduce the low amateur recognition here at the Chevron Championship.
She'll be disappointed in her final round here, but good learning experience. First time really on this huge stage in a major championship for Farah. A lot of talent from this youngster.
Yeah, no doubt she's earned a lot of fans this week. She's just been a joy to watch. Big personality, big game, and a big future for UT's Farah O'Keefe. But now all the attention, Tom, is on our leader.
Yeah, just getting back into the zone here. She's looked relaxed just a couple of times in this final round where she's looked a little bothered by the play, but apart from that, it's been so solid. No player has won multiple majors with a score of 18 under par or better. Nelly won the 2021 KPMG Women's PGA in Atlanta, the athletic club there, at 19 under par, and of course she's 19 under par here. You think the sky is the limit this season with the way she's played this week, Paige?
It's remarkable. I would say since the beginning of the year, it's been such a steady play at a very, very high level, and she has not opened the door at all for any of the players today. 12 for 12 in fairways hit, and she's 15 for 16 in greens and regulation. Talk about just protecting her position on the leaderboard by not opening the door.
Yeah, you get this coming down to Chevron, you're perfect.
Looks like Ian will be first to go.
165, back into the wind with a 7-iron. Wind quite a bit out of the left on this angle in addition to hurting. This is a good looking shot, just a touch right of it. Let's see if it hangs on that part of the green.
Playable. This is why we're looking at only 18% of the field having hit this green regulation. You've seen a lot of balls wander off that right side.
And now Tavatanakit.
From 160. 3 beautiful drives for this last group today on 17. And this is heavy here and left. Just a complete miss hit for Patty.
something we've seen very often from Tavatanakit this week. She's been a little wide at times, but
Yeah,
really
you gotta
risky
go over
like
this
that.
ball. Okay, just stop it.
And now
50.
quarter.
8 iron from 156. This is a beautiful looking shot, just a hair left of it. Great play.
Yep. Smart play is to not challenge this whole location at all.
Nelly Korda getting closer to victory here at the Chevron Championship at Memorial Park in Houston. Back on the 17th hole, Patty Tavatanakit has just chipped up to about 8 feet short of the hole. She's just marking her ball. And Ronan Yin will be next to go, Bones.
Yeah, Ronnie's got just a little pitch shot back up the hill. Very relieved to find that her ball had not reached the penalty area in terms of the water. Important shot in this battle for second.
Of course, Ronan Yin was one of the players that lost in a playoff last year, that 5-way playoff in the Chevron Championship. It was drama all the way to the end. Mao Saigo from Japan was the champion. She made a leap into the water at 18 and couldn't swim. So that was a little bit of extra drama at the end. She had people in there with her making sure she was okay, but she really wanted to continue that
And we thought the
tradition to make the leap.
72 holes would be the hardest thing she dealt with.
And now Nelly with a lengthy putt here, Bones.
Yeah, she certainly respected that second shot in terms of how much into the wind it was, but the deeper you go into the screen, the narrower it becomes, and the more the penalty area on the right comes into play. So she once again did the very smart thing with her caddy, Jason. She's got a putt now from some distance from a high point in the green down towards a lower bowl. She's obviously worked very, very hard on her pace of putts at this length today. Big part of why she's ahead.
She's left a couple short today, so it's the only thing to consider is that you don't want to get too aggressive with it, but also you don't want to leave yourself along. Next putt, though she's got quite the cushion.
It's got to go a little bit.
Not unexpected.
Well, she can afford a bogey, but not if she wants to equal or better the scoring record here. But I think at this point that might not be something that she's too worried about.
It's been just tactical throughout her day today. It's been smart decision after smart decision. It's not that she's been without a bogey, but it's been an okay situation. It's been overly conservative, maybe on an approach that ended up in a 3-putt on her previous bogey. But it's just been absolute tactical around this golf course.
You think about the Korda family and what they've done and how much the big moments mean to that family. Father is a Grand Slam winner in tennis, Australian Open champion. Her brother Sebi, one of the best players in the US in the rankings. Of course, the Grand Slams will be so important for him. Nelly Korda wants to win major championships. This is the stage where she wants to excel. Par putt here for Ronnie. That's a shame. That's why this hole is so tricky. Tied for second. Of course, Tavatanakit still has a bit of work to do for her par. Nelly is further out. Much in this one, Bones?
Shouldn't be too much. Certainly with a penalty area on the right, you would think the ball would want to wander a little bit that way, but I don't see much in it.
mistake coming in. It is going to be a bogey.
Move the other way. That is fine.
It's going to be a 5-shot advantage going to 18. She's going to really be able to enjoy the walk.
Yeah.
Of course, older sister Jessica, a multiple winner on the LPGA Tour. Her mother played in the Olympics as well. Of course, Nelly has had great success. Gold medal in the Olympics. These big moments are the ones where she wants to shine, and she has done it with such dominance this week.
Only 2 bogeys today were 3 putts. And it's just been a master class in how to work your way strategically around a golf course with a big lead.
A little bit of work left for Patty.
This would cap off a fantastic up and down from short left of the green.
Yep. We'll have a little battle for second place as they go to the 72nd hole. And Nelly will make her way to that 18th tee.
Just 1 hole remains between Nelly Korda and the Dinah Shore Trophy. Uncomfortable 5-stroke advantage right now. She will be disappointed with that bogey, Morgan, coming off 17, albeit, as Tom just alluded to, a very comfortable walk still up the 18th hole. She'd want to play flawless golf if she could.
She has one thing on her mind right now, and that is that trophy. She's not worried about the scoring record. She's not worried about anything else. It's about getting the job done. And Paige, you mentioned it on the previous hole, 12 for 12 driving today. I mean, she's never really had any trouble. Yes, has had 2-3 putts, but those have been conservative irons. She's leading the field in greens and regulation. She's just played that smart golf without any unnecessary risk.
And as you can see, a lot at stake with this win. A 17th LPGA Tour title, a return to the #1 spot in the Rolex Women's Golf Rankings, the 3rd major championship of her career. The last player to win by 5 or more strokes was at the AIG Women's Open. So she's got that advantage right now. My question is, Morgan, at what point does she start thinking about the jump and how she's going to handle the jump?
You know, I said earlier, she's got to stay in her bubble. She's got to keep thinking about the shot right in front of her and not think about the jump. Maybe after she hits her second. When she gets it on the green here on 18, she can relax and start thinking about it.
She's going to be christening this new water feature, and it's temporary for this year. They plan to build a permanent pond alongside 18 when we return next year. But now, 1 hole remains, and Patty Tavik-Tanakit is the first on the tee in this final group.
Right to left wind. This up the left center of the fairway. As long as it hits softly, it should be perfect.
Like one of her best driver swings of the day.
It's not as heavy as yesterday.
Couple beauties to end the day for Patty.
That's the voice of Jason McDeed and his longtime caddy. 1 more drive.
This also up the left center needs to sit down.
First missed fairway of the day. If there's a place to miss it, left is the better option. Still can get something to the center of the green from there. There's a little inside coming into the ball there. A little bit too much hook spin.
And last to go is Ronnie Yin.
Good shot.
Yeah, that one blistered right up the fairway and lands beautifully there. This hole playing 420 yards today, the longest it has all week, with the pin right at the back, which is probably why it is the second hardest of the day, and has had just 1 birdie. Different experience this win would be for Nelly Korda to when she won the Chevron Championship 2 years ago. Don't forget, in 2024, she entered this week off the back of 4 straight victories. This was a 5th straight, what ended up being a 7-win season. And then she went winless in 2025. And she's turned that around pretty fast, Morgan, you have to say, finishing first or second in every start this season, and is now striding towards what would be a 2nd win in 2026, a 3rd major of her career, and regaining the top spot in the Rolex Women's Golf Rankings.
Yeah, I think back to certainly last year when a lot of questions after that big win season, 7-win season for Nelly, was when will she win again? Why hasn't she won? It's been so many weeks. We all know she's got all of the talent, and of course, to get that first win under her belt at TOC earlier this year took a little bit of pressure off of her in terms of that, but she came prepared this year. She has worked so hard. There have only been 2 players who have beaten her all season. That is the dominance of which Nelly Korda has played so far this year, and it has been on full display for 72 holes here this week. It has been an impressive performance. It's not easy to play with a big lead. Mentally is the biggest challenge, more than physically, and she has answered the test, passed the test with flying colors.
You mentioned the lead. She has led by 2 strokes or more through every single round this week. She's had to sleep on it. She has had her family with her. That is a big part of what goes into her mindset, her game plan, her strategy for the week, relaxing, being able to switch off in the evenings. We saw that wonderful picture of her after the round yesterday at home with her nephew Grayson sitting on her lap watching Beauty and the Beast, just trying to switch off from the cauldron that is major championship golf. But she is looking to join a list today that includes Amy Alcott, Betsy King, Annika Sorenstam, Julie Inkster, Dottie Pepper, Kari Webb and Brittany Lincecum. Greats of the game to have won the Chevron Championship multiple times. Would be a 2nd time in 3 years for this young lady.
Very focused as she needs to be. Still has a job to do. Once she gets this golf ball on the green, then I think she can start thinking about what's going to happen over the next 30 minutes or so.
Even down 32.66. Have it coming in. It's all up in the high ground here, so it'll all go that way. Coming in even if it's 10 short.
Who's away here, Bones?
It should be Ronnie to play first from the middle of the fairway.
That out of play.
She's
Even
got
if we're out there
162.
by the camera guys, anything inside the Chevron, carrying it 10 to 12 on. So 21 would be my number for you. It's probably going to go long if it hits the green. I don't see a world where it carries that and stays short of that, but that's fine. Yeah, long is an uphill chip. 21. It's probably either one of these, depending on how big the lie is.
Ronnie with 7 iron now. Just a little bit of hurting wind.
From great position, middle of the fairway here at 18.
This on a really good line. Let's see if it carries the front. Good looking shot from here.
Yeah, nicely played. I find this green in regulation as part of the battle here at 18. How hard it's been, just giving up 1 birdie all day long.
Patty T now just a little bit over 160 yards.
Good position for Tavatanakit as well.
This is a thin 8 iron, right of the flag.
Very popular spot today where just about everybody has hit it. Sounds like Nelly and Jason were almost talking about hitting it over the green here.
It's quite a poor lie here from 144 yards. Ball's really sitting down in what's probably the tallest rough on the golf course. This is going left.
Rough grab the hosel of the club there, shut the face down, but that's okay.
Yeah, just sits in the long grass above one of the two bunkers to the left-hand side of this green, but you would think she could breathe a little sigh of relief. Takes a glance over to that leaderboard, should see that she's in a comfortable position, Morgan.
It's only the second green she's missed all day. First fairway, second green, just brilliant ball striking all week. Like I said, I think the best I've seen her ball swing look, the most comfortable I've seen it under pressure.
And a worthy applause as our final group make their way to the final green. Nelly's not done yet. So looking to get up and down to finish at 18 under. Perhaps keep this a 5-stroke victory, but Yin and Tavatanakit, both in the final group with her, are tied at 13 under. Be interested to see if one of them can break out of that tie. But here is the Quarter family. There's her older sister Jessica. In front of her was Caroline Masson, who is the wife of Nelly's caddy Jason, and Jess looks a little emotional. This is a big moment for them.
She looks like she's already getting a little emotional. There's Grayson on Peter's shoulders, getting a great view. Mom Gina there as well. She's a very tight-knit circle, very close with her family, very tight-knit team. She's worked with Jason for years. David Whalen has been one of her coaches since she was 12 or 13 years old, and you know, she relies very heavily on them in these big moments to keep her grounded and keep her comfortable and focused.
And Bones, as you watch her with a wedge in hand for one last time, I know this part of her game has impressed you this week.
It certainly has. She's been wonderful around the greens, what few she's missed. Open club face, just trying to get it to release down the hill.
And that needs to go. She's got plenty of space. Plenty of cushion for putts here at 18.
Might have been a little exhale right there. Okay.
Jessica, you know her well. Compatriot of yours on the LPGA Tour. About 4 years between the two sisters. Jess came out of the professional circuit long before little sister Nelly, but she always said Nelly's going to be good. She's got the talent. She's going to be one of the best in the game, and she has lived up to those expectations, hasn't she?
It's been really impressive. I mean, the whole Quarter family, as Tom said, I mean, tremendous athletes. And it's fun to follow each of their careers.
You saw a shot of Glenn alongside them. Glenn Weckerlin is the executive director of this Chevron Championship, a big part of the decision to bring it here to Memorial Park Golf Course. Now let's see what Patty Tavatanakit can do to finish. This for birdie, a long look.
Sending it out to the left. This will break quite a bit to the right in the last half. That's exceptionally good from that distance.
Well judged. Lucrative final hole here between these two. Chevron has tripled the purse since taking over this event 5 years ago. $9 million this year. So still, even though no trophy, no leap, a lot on the line for those who've been chasing Nelly down.
1.35 million of that prize purse will go to the champion. If Ronnie Yin gets this to go, she would finish in second outright. How does this one look?
Same exact putt as we saw from Patty. Moving quite a bit to the right at the end. Well, this looks good if it gets there. That was right on for line.
Do you think Yin and Tavatanakit will putt out here, Bones, or is Nelly going to be next to play?
I certainly hope they do. Leave the stage for Nelly to do what she's going to do in terms of win this tournament.
Looks like that's what she just said they're going to finish. Little smile across the face there of Nelly.
We mentioned what she did in 2024 with those 7 wins, those 5 straight that culminated in this, the Chevron Championship, and then the disappointment of last year and the expectations that everybody had because of what she did in 2024. How important has it been for her to get back to the winner's circle so early on this season, given this will be her second of the calendar year?
It was really important, and I think there were some questions around that opening event where the final round was canceled due to the freezing conditions in Orlando, and if anything, this is just validation of her exceptional talents and domination. I don't see it slowing down anytime soon.
Paddy for par. And she's in at 13 under. A good week for Tavatanikit, a winner of the Chevron Championship in her own right back in 2021 when it was played at Mission Hills in Rancho Mirage, California. And as expected, Ronnie Yin will putt out as well. This to remain bogey-free through her last 3 rounds. Yeah, well done. A beautiful week of golf for her. After opening with that 71, it's been a spectacular 3 days, one that earned her a place in that final group today and earned her a place in a tie for second here at the Chevron Championship. But now the stage belongs to Nelly Korda. Bones, talk us through it one more time.
I think she should just enjoy this one. Down the hill, breaking a little left to right, if anything, but I gotta think she's thinking as much about doing a cannonball again as she did the last time she won this great championship into Poppy's Pond.
And it's a wire-to-wire coronation for Korda, who wins the Chevron Championship for the second time in 3 years. And the first winner here at Memorial Park Golf Course. What a moment. And here he comes. Little nephew Grayson. He's got stage fright. Let's take another look, Morgan. This was an impressive final putt.
Little exclamation point on the week right there to make it a 5-shot victory. Commanding performance from Nelly Korda.
The crowds covering the green there, surrounding it on every side. And the family alongside to watch. There's her mother, Regina, her father, Peter, her nephew, Grayson, and her sister, Jess. Her physio, Kim, a big part of her team as well. Congratulations to Nelly Korda, who held on wire to wire after leading this championship by 2 strokes or more after each and every round. Ultimately, it's a 5-stroke victory at 18 under par over 2 players who played with her in the final group today. And while we have a moment, let's go down to the champion with Tom Abbott.
Well, thank you, Cara, here with Nelly Korda. And Nelly, that was just a dominating, incredible performance. When you look at what you've done in your career, where does this achievement and the way you played this week rank?
That was a hard weekend. Honestly, having that big of a lead, it's not easy. It was definitely one of the hardest things I've had to do mentally, but I have an amazing support system, amazing family right behind me, an amazing caddy that's on the bag, and just happy to get it done.
You start with that 5-shot lead, as you say, not always easy to be that far ahead. What were you telling yourself, and how were you able to continue the good form today?
Honestly, what I was telling myself was I really want to hoist this trophy because I want to show the kids at home that it's okay to miss short putts and still win a major championship. You know, you're going to do it, you're going to make mistakes, but you have to mentally still be in it 100%, and that's really what I wanted to show. I wanted to show it to myself, and I wanted to show it to everyone also looking up to me.
Well, there were hardly any mistakes this week. You fully deserve this title, and that's a great message. Nelly, thank you very much. Go sign your scorecard and make it official.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks.
Cara.
It's okay to make mistakes. You can bounce back from short misses, and Nelly did just that. Here are the projected standings. Nelly will be atop the race to the CME Globe, and there she is with her sister Jess and nephew Grayson. You heard her mention her family, just how big a part of this moment they are. Stay with us. We are going to be on Peacock for the full trophy presentation. Nelly has to go sign her scorecard. You heard Tom Abbott say that before she makes the iconic jump into the water feature that we have here specifically this week as she greets her family. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it's your local news right here on NBC. But we are not yet done. That her fiance, she announced her engagement just a few months ago. It's a good time for Nelly and everybody around her. We will be back on Peacock in just a minute for the jump and the trophy presentation here at the Chevron Championship, where Nelly Korda has won the opening major of the LPGA Tour season by 5. And here we go. Team Korda are getting ready to christen this new temporary water feature here at Memorial Park. Yeah, you've got to have Grayson. You've got to have Grayson in. It's 4 feet deep, so not long enough for a running jump. It looks like she's getting ready to take the champion's leap. And off they go. Nelly, her caddy Jason, there's Jess and Grayson, her dad Peter, her physio Kim. Special moment for the Korda family. One that Grayson will remember for sure.
Looked like Jason jumped in there with a camera. I want to see that footage. Oh, poor Grayson, I think is a little scared.
It's okay. Here,
A little bit of a shock for him. Not yet aware of the great tradition of this championship, and what a valiant effort the team, Glenn Weckerlin and everyone at Chevron, did to put in this temporary water feature in short time. And there is the champion's bathrobe. Also a big part of this tradition. Keep a eye.
Presented by Mike Wirth, CEO of Chevron. A huge part of this championship. Continuing to elevate women's golf.
I think to your point, Jason had here we go, look, I think he had a camera in his hand there, trying to capture the moment for the second time in the last 3 years. It was all too much for Grayson, no. A champion's leap and another cannonball for Nelly Korda. Plenty of space, definitely deep enough. Everybody wondering, I think, at the start of this week how the jump would go, but that is a winner's smile and a tradition honored here at the Chevron Championship. It was important to the LPGA. It was important to the players. They made that very clear this week. They asked the players, would they like to keep with this tradition that started with Poppy's Pond at Mission Hills in Rancho Mirage when this first began, thanks to Amy Olcott in 1988. She started the tradition, and they said, yes, traditions are hard to come by, and this is one we would like to honor. We would like to stick to. The team at Chevron, Mike, who we just saw present the bathrobe, and Glenn, a big part of this, and they have done everything they can to keep that alive. And Nelly, also a big supporter. She said, if I win, I'm going to jump. And they got that moment.
I'm already thinking towards our Champions Dinner next year. She put together a wonderful menu with Thomas Keller last year. I have a feeling it's going to be another pretty good one next year as well.
Yeah, of course, as the 2007 champion, you get to go to that each and every year. It was interesting to listen to Nelly and what she had to say to Tom Abbott as she won there on the 18th green, how she spoke about what it took mentally to get this done, to get this win. How important was that, do you think, in her game plan?
Yeah, I think, you know, deep down, Nelly wants to prove people wrong. Just like she said about missing short putts there. She only missed a couple. And I mean, her putting was the best I've seen it in a very long time, and mentally, she stayed so focused this weekend. It is not easy to play with the big lead. The tendency is for people to get very defensive and make a couple of mental errors, and she was rock solid all the way around. She and Jason with a wonderful game plan. She always played to the proper side of the green, always missed it in the right spot. Never really had a tremendous amount of challenge out there this weekend. I believe the closest anybody got was within 4 strokes. I mean, that is just really a tremendous performance. And I think people feel like she made it look easy, which visually she did. But mentally, deep down, I think she admitted in that interview just what a challenge it was. And boy, did she rise to the occasion.
The lead was as big as 8 when she birdied the 6th hole in her 3rd round yesterday. It was actually her agent, Chris Mulhaupt, who jumped in there with her, not her father. Her mum and dad stood back and watched, I think, that jump take place as everybody's been drying themselves down. Nelly, the one who's earned the bathrobe, and we get ready in a moment to enjoy the trophy presentation now here on Peacock from this opening major of the LPGA Tour season. Also thought it was interesting what she said to Tom about being okay to miss a short putt and still come back as the winner. And let's join Tom Abbott right now.
Well, thank you, Cara. It's time for the official presentation here on the 18th green. We have alongside me, of course, our champion, Nelly Korda, our 2 leading amateurs, Yun-So Yang and Farah O'Keefe. We also have with us the chairman and CEO of Chevron, Mike Worth, our executive director of the Chevron Championship, Glenn Wecklin, and the commissioner of the LPGA Tour, Craig Kessler. Now, traditions are very important in this championship, and so are the amateur participants. And I'd like to welcome to the microphone the executive director of the championship to talk a little bit more about the amateur prize this year.
Thank you. I'll keep this somewhat short here. We have 2 amateur champions. This year we had 8 amateur champions. It's a very important part of what we do is creating a pathway to the LPGA so they can someday be the same person that's standing over there in a bathrobe. So we have 2 future champions here. So how about a round of applause for the 2 future champions? And also winners of a tie for our low amateur award, which we brought back as yet another tradition here at the Chevron Championship.
And Glenn, I know you'd like to hand over the place here to Farah O'Keefe and Yun-So Yang. Congratulations to both of you on an incredible performance playing on the biggest stage in the game. But now it's time to begin the presentation to our champion. And Mike, please take the mic.
Okay. Thank you, Tom. First of all, I want to say thank you to Memorial Park Golf Course, the new home of the Chevron Championship. And a big thank you to all the volunteers for your Texas hospitality and dedication to make this event run so well. Thank you very much. Second, I want to thank all the fans. It's great to see people ringed around the 18th green here. Your energy really helps make this event work, and we're going to get a bigger crowd out here next year and the year after that. And finally, I want to congratulate all of the athletes for a wonderful display of golf the entire week, which brings us to the trophy presentation. So it is my great honor on behalf of Chevron and its 40,000 employees worldwide to present the trophy to the champion, the Dinah Shore Trophy, to the champion of the 2026 Chevron Championship, Nelly Korda.
Nelly hoisting this trophy for the 2nd time, and what an amazing performance that was. We were just talking on the green there about a message that you wanted to send to people with your performance. Tell us what that was.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I just wanted everyone at home that was watching, everyone that's looking up to me, looking up to any professional golfer, that it's okay to miss short putts and you can still win a major championship. I'm just so happy with how this weekend went, with all the nerves that I did feel. It was definitely one of the hardest weekends that I've ever had mentally, and I can't thank my parents, my sister, Grayson, Jason, Caro, Benton, Kim, and Chris for all coming out and supporting me, and also my other half, Casey, for being with me every step of the way.
Peaking in the big moments is so important to you. How were you able to do that this week?
Honestly, just focusing on myself, having a game plan and staying committed to it. You know, sometimes it's really easy to get caught up in all the outside noise, but just always trying to live in my own little bubble and trying to focus on myself out here.
Well, the sky's the limit this year with the way you've played this week. We're looking forward to watching the rest of the season, but one more time, lift that trophy high, that Dinosaur trophy. Nelly Korda, the champion of the Chevron Championship for the second time. Cara?
Tom, thank you. 2 wins and counting for Nelly Korda, who gets her hands on that beautiful Dinah Shore trophy. And what a week it was. A pair of 65s to begin and a pair of 70s over the weekend to close it out. Huge thanks to Mike Worth and the entire team at Chevron for what they have done for the women's game for this major championship, and long may it continue here at Memorial Park Golf Course. What a wonderful venue it has been for a first time, and a champion's leap into the water.